What's up, everybody? This is the poker coaching study session. Today, we're going to be looking at
Some live hands from me at Caesars, then some live hands from Larry, and at some point we will be disagreeing with Mark Goons. All right, here we go. Mark Goon. There's only one of them, but we will probably be disagreeing with one of his acolytes if they get here. All right. King Jack in the hijack. Easy open when no one opens. We open to 10 in a 1-3 game. This is the normal open for here. Some people were opening to 12, some are opening to 15. Nobody's opening to less. All right. We get called, and then we get this tiny re-raise. So that's the question.
Ah,
What
what's
do we
the
do?
rate structure in this game?
The rate structure is this is the 1-3, so it's $6 up to 5% up to $6. The
Okay.
2-5 game at the same room is 5% up to $6. This is I mean, I feel
Do you
like
have to get to 510 to get a time game?
let me I don't even this room doesn't have a 510. Or if
Okay.
they do, it never plays. Let me see what the rate structure. I've written it. No, the 1-3 is a 10% rake to $6. So the 2-5 is half that rake and more money. So you definitely want to play in the 2-5. The 2-5 wasn't going yet, or I didn't have a seat yet. I
Okay.
believe the 2-5 wasn't going yet, and then he opened it with a bunch of us, and then later it died, and we went back to 1-3. Okay, so this is a very early hand in the session that this happened, and
So I'm gonna straight up.
yeah.
It is. So he should. Let's talk about what he should be doing. Profit. My guess, looking at this,
Yeah.
4x like
55.
40 to 50.
Yeah, 55 would be the perfect poker coaching number. 30. I'm sorry, yeah. 30 from me, go mine plus the small blind. Actually, the small blind brings it up to 34. So yeah, 44. If you want to count the rake in there, you could bring it down to 42. So it's just a little undersized. Um, King Jack is a clear fold, but at what point does his sizing make it not a clear fold? I decided not this hand, but that was just the question. When he only
Yeah.
goes 35.
Yeah, I
Um,
think that's a full. I mean, it's a
yeah,
ridiculous size, but
yeah.
did you think about turning it into a 4-bet bluff?
I didn't. Um, I just thought about, do I want to bother with this call, and I didn't. I think if I moved it down one pip, I think because I would fold king queen here also, so maybe I would have called the king queen. Maybe I would have done that. I didn't think of it as a as a weaker three bet or not. I just thought this guy isn't going big enough, so I have the odds to play more hands against him. I'm not being punished enough, but King Jack seemed like an easy fold.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
an easy fold. I don't think you need, frankly, thinking
yeah,
about it, I don't
yeah,
think you have to have many 4-bet bluffs live. I don't
yeah,
think their range is
yep.
polar enough.
Hmm. All right, here we go. Next hand. We are in the big blind with a queen four. We're going to get to play this hand because this is a limp fest. So there we are. Um, when you have this many limps, you could choose to make a ridiculously oversized ISO and just try to steal this dead money because how strong can they be? Um, that exists. I decided queen four not to do it. Um,
What was
maybe
your ISO B2 here?
oh with a normal hand, we're gonna go 12, 15, 18, 19. So 20.
Yeah,
20
I
is
would
a
think
nice
20.
20 is a nice thing here. If I was going to do it with this one, I wouldn't do it with less than 25. I go 25 to 30, and I wouldn't go 35. I wouldn't bother to put in 35 to win this nine there. But 30 seems reasonable with any two cards if you want to play that way. Also, remember that's an exploit. That's an exploit against their dead money. The other exploit is this to get to see the flop.
It is. Let me ask you one more question
Yeah,
about your ISO size freak, because
yeah,
I'm curious here. If you have aces, what size are you using?
20.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Definitely not 15. 15 is going to get all of them in.
Yeah.
Aces, I'll go aces, king. The normal. Aces, kings, queens, jacks, tens are going to be sort of 20. The ace king is going to be 20 to 25. You
Yeah.
know, like that. I don't need to vary it much. You know, but the aces aren't going to be 30. That's for sure. If you see me going 30 here, and you're playing against me, I don't have aces because I'm
All right,
not.
here this is a very awkward spot.
Yes, it really is. This is going to be really weird, and I'm sure I'm going to fold the best hand. That's what's going to happen. But I still got to see it, and I should never have even gotten this far because if it checks around and I pick up a four or a queen, this is my pot or my stack, one of the two. But I'm checking out of position here with top pair, no kicker. I'm checking a lot out of position here anyway, even without anybody being the obvious better, because no one was the pre-flop aggressor. So we get a bet to 15 and a call.
So this
And
guy bet 15 into about 20.
into 13. Bet
Oh,
to
sorry. So he overbets. All right, got it.
I believe that this F Joey here, it does not mean, so the note is a check 15 call, I fold thinking about Joey. I think this is fuck you, Joey, because of what happens. We'll find out. But I fold it. Two people are interested in the pot. Top pair is probably not going to win by a single pair is probably not going to win by the river, and top pair no kicker can't
It's
ever
very
call.
hard to improve here.
Yeah, so I just fold. And now it's like,
Oh,
ugh, 15, 15. That's not it. Neither of them have a queen. That's sizing. Yuck. This is this is this is king 10 and this is jack something, right? Jack
hmm
9, jack 8, jack king, something nonsense like that. There's the check, there's the check, there's the king 10. We never find out what his hand is.
So the question becomes, I think the fold here is good, but question becomes, what size are we calling? So you bet 15 into 13. What if he bets 10?
And gets called. Probably.
Still, the problem with this hand is there's very few eventualities where you improve
Yeah,
like
except
you would have here.
right, except this one, and then I don't give up. He also probably doesn't bet against two-player calls. He probably checks this turn, and then I bet the river, and then he calls or folds. So you can say that I should lose one bet more here, but
I think this fold is good against his size, but
yeah, yeah,
is $10 a call?
5 is, a regular size 10. I don't know. I mean, there's the
Yeah,
idea
10's
of
in between.
yeah, there's the idea of most of the time you're up against maybe a better made hand, and one of these guys has a draw, and you're just not in great shape against that. Uh, Give me a different kicker that give me a 9, and I'm not folding. Backdoor, backdoor straight in there
Yeah,
with
give me something going on. That
a
Ford Dangler is just
a-
like
yeah, a decent kick,
useless.
just a kicker that's going to play by the river,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
So anyway, annoying. Uh, I'm not going to start. I'm not going to. This is going to have to happen a lot more before I start saying, let me just lose one bet and then fold on the turn in these situations.
Yeah.
All right. But this F Joey does not mean fold according to Joey, as we said. All right. King, queen in the big blind. Okay. Oversize open, but not for the game, the 15. And the call. I think that this is probably in a solve. You don't have the 5 big blind charts, right?
I do.
Or you do? Yeah, let's take a look at what's the 5 big blind chart on this one. I
If you
suspect.
stop sharing, I'll share.
Okay, thank you.
All right, let's just look at it at Chip EV just for fun, and then we'll look at it at with Rake.
Okay.
So, what spot opened? What position opened?
So the open is the hijack. So first take a look at hijack, and then just what is the big blind defend raise with no calls. So against a 5 big blind open, king queen is already folding at 5.
At Chip EV.
A chip EV. Wow. So now with a call, it's an E. So now with a call, it's a trivial fold from there. Again, in GTO world. All right.
Yeah, so this is 200 bigs, right? So this is even deeper. So
Yeah, we're 100 bigs here. And
so
then
this is like I've been I bought GTO Wizard because I wanted to spend more time in these charts actually.
thank you.
And at 200 we're defending, we're doing more,
All in
almost as
toughness.
much squeezing as we are calling, but I mean a lot of implied odds hands, and
Let's take
then
a
we're
look at this.
doing a lot of three betting. But if we look at this, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, let's look at this at 100.
We're looking at 100 with rake.
100 with rake. Yeah, let's start with 100 with rake.
5x.
Okay. So
All
for
right,
button,
so
more raising, less calling, right?
raise.
Raise, and then just straight
I
up.
don't think he's gonna have much of a calling range.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I
Yeah.
mean, in theory now he's got
Yeah,
no calling range,
right.
essentially.
So
Well,
let's
we'll start. Well,
fold.
go ahead, sorry.
Start with, and let's just look at what the straight up big blind range is against 5.
Do you want to
So
see it with the
button,
caller?
no, button folds. Just straight up hijack versus big blind for 5. And where was your key, honey?
Didn't find it.
Okay, well look.
One from Ace.
All right.
So this is where it gets interesting because again, at this rake, even though we're closing the action, it's just in theory we just don't have flats.
Yeah.
Now the question, I think this rake is built with it doesn't really tell us. I think this rake must be built with no flop, no drop.
Yeah.
Otherwise, because I
Makes
mean
sense.
that's the only reason you're not going to have. Otherwise, you must have flats.
Yeah.
You,
So let's, yeah.
the incentive of winning this rake free is driving this.
Yeah. So let's take a look at it, chip EV.
All right, so why don't we do this? Why don't we just do this real quick, just so I can remember? So this was the rake.
Yeah. Chip
Our
EV.
big blinds. I assume this could be flats here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah.
And now we got flats.
Right. We
So
got flats of a lot of implied odds hands, and the king queen goes away, and the king queen in that take it away with the rake, that coming in. So, but once the button calls, we tighten way up. We're going to be against 2 people.
we're just so fucking tight when it's a 5x raise here.
Yeah, yeah. You just don't have to play hands. Great. Yeah. So,
We're
I
playing
like it.
10% of hands.
All right. So let's see if I did this right. Now, how bad people play, the fact that that he doesn't have the right opening range for 5x. He has either the opening range that he feels like that he plays in every position because he's unaware of position, or he has seen a big blind, he's seen a chart, learned, the 2 or 2.5 or 3 big blind chart, learned as I'm exaggerating. He has some sense of what the hijack chart is, but not the 5 big blind hijack chart that he's actually playing. That's also true. And
Yeah,
if
share your screen.
okay, share my screen. All right, there we go. And take the 3 bet.
Yeah, I think this is a lot better than flatting.
Well, I was gonna fold, but I take it. Maybe because of how many hands he's been in, and the fact that 15 is his standard opening size, and also this call here is going to be not that hard to get through if he calls. All right, he calls. Let's have something good happen. All right, that's not good. The hand. So check range out of position is a good response. Even with a 3 bet pot, you could do that. This hand loves to check and is not going to fold with a second pair and a gut shot. So
And the
we've not
pot
lost enough
odds.
money, but he has $70 left.
Yeah, the pot odds are just weird.
Right. So with $70 left, with just 70 in a pot of 176, maybe I should just bet.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is, he called, he's gonna have a shit ton of aces,
Yeah.
but you've got equity, and I just think you put him in.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. Because he has 70, um, but I did it this way, and when he jams for 70, I decide that at this point I have enough equity to call just numerically with pair and a draw. And
Yeah.
let's see if I do. So my 70 is going to be it's going to be 316. I'm calling 70 to win 316. So 316 it's 316 270. And so the percentage of this, I'm just doing the math once, is 70 divided by 386, right? I'm doing my math
Yeah.
right. This is the equity that I need to make this a profitable play. I need 18% equity. And my pair and a draw is going to get there. Let's just do this exercise once here. There we go. Let's see. Do suits matter? No, no suits matter. So here we go. I have exactly king of spades, queen of whatever. He has exactly ace of clubs and whatever. I'm not saying he always does, but when this happens, granted, when he has ace jack, that's really bad. When he has ace king, that's really bad. He doesn't have ace king here that much. He jams it, we'd think. But the ace jack is there. And his ace queen is also really annoying because that's some of my outs. But just against all of his aces on a board of ace. Here we go. On a board of. Oh, there it is. Ace king 10. As I lost my mind completely. Ace king 10. My equity against his ace is
Well, you
13%.
you gave him ace ace.
Oh, well, I don't want. He doesn't have ace ace. He's not that good. You don't have ace ace. All right, let's just clear the player. I have king. Clear the players. I have a king and a queen. You have an ace of some kind. All right. Run it. No, now the board is king, queen, 10. Of course I have this. The board is ace, king, 10. Correct this. This is an ace. One more time. Yeah, lots of
You
equity.
got the
Easy.
obstacle.
Easy. Right. Now, he doesn't always have an ace, but let's go specifically against the worst ace that in that. His ace, a blocking ace, 20%. Block this one instead. Still 16%. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I think you call it off. Did you call it off?
Of course I called it off. And I got there just on the turn.
Nice.
And it was worse.
Whoa.
It was even worse. This
What was your
not
equity
10.
against his actual hand?
Yeah, that's not as good. Not near as good. 10. 10. Still 15% with the guts
Almost there.
twice and some things that can happen. And so
That's why playing short stacked maybe isn't always the best.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's easier. And I needed 18. But against, if we give him any reasonable range there, because not all his range has aces, he has bluffs too. He has king 10 and king jack, which affected. I mean, I don't think we need to bother to build out a bigger range of his jamming against.
No,
the
not at those odds you're being offered.
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah. So that was the thing, and in game, I did not get the number 18% in game. What I got in game was 70 to win 316. I got a pair and a draw. I call. That's
People are saying
that's
did
probably
you
enough.
post
Oh, did I
did
screw
you
it up?
post the links?
I did. Let's look. Let's see what I did wrong. Let's fix that. All right. So this is going to be. Here we go. Discord. Cash Game Study Group. What did I? What link did I post wrong? No, the link is
Brian,
here.
Brian just, oh, you know what happened? Brian doesn't realize that you've got to refresh to,
Oh,
yeah, I'm just having a side conversation with Brian.
Okay.
I just told him what to do. Just click on it. Link doesn't change. Hit any link.
that patiently apparently. All right. There we go. Okay.
All right.
Got it there.
Okay. We need our Wonder Kid in here.
Yeah. We're not gonna. We're
There he is.
Yeah. We're certainly not gonna argue against Mark without Brian here. All right. There we go.
What's up, Brian?
So we called it off. And probably me betting it was better than me calling it.
Why do you think?
Although maybe not. You know why? Normally I would say if you're going to call the all in, just bet the all in. But that's when
I agree. I think let's go back to that hand because I think this is important because we play against short stacks.
I think I should not have bet. I think I shouldn't bet here.
Well, let's look at the hand again.
All right. So here's the hand. The hand is over here. There we go. No, that's not the hand. Find the hand. There's the hand.
So let's go back to flop.
Right here.
So yeah, I think you just put it in. At this stack depth, you just put it in. It doesn't. I
don't think so. I'll tell you why.
All
So,
right, sure.
Okay, so here's the action pre-flop, Brian. We're playing 1-3. He raises to 15. We get a call. At a 5x raise, this is mostly a fold. I decide to do the rare 3-bet of it. And when I do the 3-bet, I was not hyper aware of his stack depth.
Is there a reason to 3-bet? You think he's just opening light?
I don't have notes that he's opening light or not opening light. This extra 15 here is what incentivizes it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I go for it. Maybe it's a better fold than a raise. I think it's a better raise than a call.
Yeah, I'm never calling.
Yeah, and you can fold it. So I take the raise this time, and like that.
Depending on the player, I'm folding or raising.
So this flop, and the weird thing is he's only got 70 left. We're the 3-better.
So your argument is that it doesn't always make sense to put him in on flop here.
I think my specific hand does not want to put him in, and here's why.
Okay.
And I'm going to call off. When he bets here, with, by the way, a set, not even an ace, he has a set, the jerk. I'm going to call off. Because he has a lot of hands that just fold to my 70 that have virtually no equity against me, that might bluff. Normally you say, if I'm going to call, I might as well jam because folds are good for me. In this hand, folds are not that good for me.
Why is that?
Because he doesn't fold an ace ever.
Yeah.
If he folds a worse king, that's bad for me. There are no better kings. So any king that folds is bad for me. Any ace, the ace is not going to fold. And now I don't let him bluff. Is he going to bluff a lot? No. But since I'm going to call off, wouldn't it be great to for me to call a bluff rather than call an ace, an ace 5?
So I guess the only reason to bet here is to deny equity or to get calls from worse.
Right.
And there's no real reason to deny equity if he has an ace he's never folding. Yeah,
right.
Okay. I see your point. I think in this texture it makes sense to
it's
check call off.
It's the opposite because every so often, not very often, 5% of the time, 5% of the times, this is a bluff that would have folded. And when I call it, that's great. There are no value hands that beat me that fold when I go
Yeah,
in.
we side call. I see your point.
So yeah, so that's what we call it. We pick it up and there it is. All right.
Okay.
So that's the weird thing about that hand.
And you turn your jack.
Yeah, I turned to Jack. Of course I turned to Jack. I'm a very good player. I don't know if I've mentioned that.
He was probably pissed.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. I'm in seat 8. Seat 1 has ISO'd with 4-3 suited in position. We got to see that. All right. Next hand. This is Caesar's 1-3. All right. So we opened to 12. The standard size of this game is everything between 10 and 15, and somebody has people have been doing 12s a lot. So I went, let's do 12. Why not? This hand likes 12. We get called. Queen 9-6.
So what's your stacked up there? About 10? About 10.
Yeah, about 10.
You can do anything here.
I can check range. I can check and use aces to protect my checking range when I don't check range, or I can bet aces. What do I do this time? I check, and this check is probably indicative of checking range, not checking aces to protect my checking range.
I like checking.
Yeah, so I check. He checks behind. Oh well. We're done checking now. There is the theory that says when you start this line, the solver theory, when you start the checking line, you continue the checking line a lot. Not with this hand, not with this board. There's not going to be another card coming off for free of this board. I just know me. So we bet 12 into 28, thinking he's weak. We get raised.
This is interesting. I mean, so I've been thinking about imposition raises.
Yeah.
And I wonder how much they are bluff versus value. Because let's say you've got, I don't know, Jack 10 of hearts here. Do you really want to raise?
Not on the. I don't want to raise the turn. I want to raise the flop. If I raise, when I have two cards, when if I get jammed on, I go, let's go. Let's put it all in. I don't want to raise when there's a chance of him jamming on me, and I go, oh God, with only one card to come and all this equity, oh yuck. I want two cards.
Well, if you've got the nuts here, let me put this another. If you got the nuts here, do you
Oh, I'm
want?
sorry, 10 Jack of Hearts. You mean with the nuts? I thought I was looking at the flop. Oh, can I raise 10 Jack of Hearts here?
I mean,
Yeah.
are people raising? Is population raising Jack 10 of hearts in position when they're bet into here?
I think they're raising Jack 10 of diamonds. That's for sure.
Yeah, it depends on texture a lot, but I wonder how much. I mean, we all know that in theory there aren't that many imposition raises. Sometimes there are, in theory, driven by SPR and a need to grow the pot.
Mhm.
But it doesn't. We should run this in the solver. It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
That much, and I'm curious how much it is driven by. I'm essentially I'm wondering if it's over or under bluffed, and I think it's over bluffed.
Okay.
I think it's
I'm gonna
underbluffed.
You think under bluffed? Okay. We think all raises are under bluffed, right?
Yeah,
Generally. I think it's underbluffed just because of the idea of being in position. It's like the least. It's when I think that they already play their draws too passively in general, especially in position. Like out of position, you see a lot more. I mean, I have nothing to support this, so I can't say for sure. I mean, this is just based off of like some things I know about the player pool is that they are usually underplaying their draws and not playing them aggressively enough. And then from in position, they're more, and from out of position. So from in position, you'd think they would likely play them more passively.
So
okay.
we don't know he has a king. He did not show us a king in advance. Just want to make that clear. If I look at this with some logic, the only chance for him to overvalue against me is a queen.
Yeah.
And most of his queens bet the flop with this flush draw. It's not, I mean, now you can see why a queen could now go, I better raise while there's, when there's these two flush draws out there and I don't have a card of the suit. But most of those queens had bet already to my
Yeah.
check. So kind of weird. But I'm going to happily lose 25 more with aces. 23. I'm not gonna just throw aces away to one raise here. So I call, and I'm not three betting him. I'm not betting three betting into this. The deuce comes, we check, of course, and he just checks behind.
Hmm.
And
Did he muck?
yeah, I think I showed the aces quickly, and he either showed a king, and we're guessing the king was king queen. When I call,
So,
we're guessing
okay.
king queen. We don't know what it was.
Sometimes I think these spots come down to this game of generally someone has two pair plus 15% of the time. And now you're playing a guessing game of has he hit one of those 15% of the times?
Yep.
And yeah, I think this is the way I would play this hand.
And Fifth Street Chicken is a perfectly reasonable thing to do here.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. And if he did indeed have king queen, which is totally reasonable, why he didn't bet the river, we don't know. After I call his raise, maybe that's why. Um,
It kind of makes sense because now he's a little bit more scared of the draws.
yeah, yeah. It doesn't come in.
He's got more motivation for uh,
Yeah.
equity denial.
Yeah. It's a strange. He made a series of strange decisions in my mind, but strange decisions are okay. Um, and he didn't bet the river. All right. So here we go. The rake is
I kind of want to
10.
see this hand in the solver.
Okay, let's do that.
Well, only it's kind of your show right now.
No, I'm fine with
Only
that.
if you think it's worth
Let's
it.
do it. It's worth learning. Whatever. We're just here to learn.
Because I'm very curious.
Okay.
I mean, he's gonna have his hand sometimes.
Let's put
So,
it in. Let's do it in peak. That'll be a fun one.
all right, fine.
We go peak 6 max. We are in the right thing, and the positions is are. We're in the low jack and the button. All right, here we go. So low jack raises the
Let's
size
see
of
if he has king queen in the button here.
button. Yep, he's
No,
got
not really. He's got we'll give him king queen suited.
he's got king queen. Yeah, sure. So he calls and fold, and we get to the flop of queen, queen nine of hearts, six of clubs. Queen, you're not a heart. Queen nine of hearts, six of clubs.
Yeah, so you're
Lots,
checking range. So good check.
lots of checking range. Yeah, you still can bet. We love that. That happened. Check. He checks behind and protects his range sometimes in solver. Nobody does. He maybe he did. Maybe he's an expert player. Eight of clubs comes. And as we see, a lot of continuing the story.
Yeah.
A lot of continuing the story. We decide not to this time, and that's fine. And the size is 3.9. And we did not that big, but we were also inflated. So let's take the size that's closer to what we did, which was, we bet 12 into 24 into 26, 12 into 28. Yeah, so just under half. And that is a perfectly cromulent size. That's the 3.9 is right around there.
But I don't think so. He has a sliver of raises when he's got the
when he loves it when
back
he's got
door
the suit.
came in.
But the
But
other ones, sometimes they do it. So he goes to 2.5 times my raise. So I bet 4, so he goes to 10. Aces are not shook. And the re-raises, Queens loves it. Goes, there's a lot of draws out there. Let's play with that. Queen Jack does it some with a queen and a draw. Jack 10 is the nuts and does not mess about. When you have the
Nice
nuts,
texture.
mess about. Jack Jack is you never have it, and it's a bluff with equity with a chance to improve. 9-9 is the nuts. Ace-7 is a hard draw and a straight draw. So sure, hard draw, club draw, straight draw. Those all make sense. Oh, yep. And even these ace three, even these are understandable that you do it sometimes with just the nut flush draw there.
If we go back to his reaction, his
What he
play here
is
on,
with.
yeah, I was wrong about not having imposition raises. He's got lots of imposition raises here
Yeah. The nuts.
on this texture.
Yeah. And the nuts loves it
15% of hands.
when the other guy can improve. The Jack 10 of diamonds and
Yeah.
spades. It's like, oh, loves it.
He hover over Queen Jack suited.
The sets want to do it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Queen Jack is your pair plus draw that this is the one that poker coaching will not have you do in its simplified form. You won't find this one because
Yeah, because it's premium.
well, it's marginal. It's marginal on
Well,
this board. It's marginal plus draw. We let the marginal take precedence, but we know that pair plus draw often pushes it into a bluff, a mergy bluff.
I was gonna say I tend to play very aggressively with a pair plus
Yeah, yeah.
any
And look,
sort of straight draw.
yeah. And now look at this pair plus draw when your six is not marginal, because the six is not winning, right?
Yeah.
So this is pure draw, and we don't do it ever, and we don't call it ever. 6-5 is just not love it. Does not love its straight draw like this one does. This is open ended. This is a gutter. We even start folding them. 4-5 needs the flush draw to go on. Probably didn't even get here without the flush draw. Okay. Is that enough of that part of it?
It is. Thank you.
He raises. We do not fold aces. Easy. Yep. Two of spades comes on the river. We do not bet. We do not block. We do not do anything. And he
Doesn't get here with much.
get here with much, but theoretically, he wouldn't be betting his singleton queen here very often.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bet is going to be
I tell you, I'd be
plus.
betting my singleton queen here and getting owned by you.
Yeah, happily. I was
He's betting his kings blocking the straight.
betting his king's blocking the oh, the king jack. King
I'd
jack
just be
needs some
betting.
bluffs. Yeah, but he just doesn't get here with him.
Yeah.
So
I guess maybe it doesn't make sense. I bet your queen now when you're
yeah,
when you expect a lot of what you get called by seems draws and
yeah.
the call that you would probably do.
Bet is set, bet is straight, check back a singleton queen, set back, check back jacks, set back, check back ace queen, even your best queen. And the bluff just doesn't exist. The bluff is in your bluff is in some 0.0 percentage hidden in some other hand that we don't know which one it is. Okay. Good enough. All right. So so that was the last hand that we no, here we go. Now we got a queen jack hand. Right. Why are we in this hand? 1, 2, 3. Why do I open queen jack? Do I have a reason, or do I just do it?
To your left.
I might have looked, but I don't have a note on why I did it. So it's a little funky. Get a call. All right. This caller is a guy in an AEW jacket who I definitely wanted to talk to. I wanted to say, hey, are you a fan of AEW? Do you know Dave Meltzer? And I wanted to do that more than I wanted to play poker. Dave Meltzer is my brother, and he's very famous in professional wrestling, and AEW is a professional wrestling thing. And wanted to know if he knew my brother. And he
Let's look
absolutely,
that up.
he goes, Dave Meltzer? I go, yeah, that's my brother. And then he proceeded to take all my chips on this hand. All right. I think I played this hand terribly. All right, check. He bets 15 into a pot of 30. On a board that should hit neither of us. Does it hit him more than me? No. Does it?
I mean,
I guess it does because he has he has middle pairs there and things. I mean, I
if
have
they're
we both have 6-7 comparably. He should have it almost never. I should have it very little.
good, but what does he actually play for me?
Yeah, he could
Gonna
easily have.
hit.
Yeah, he could easily have 5-4, 6-5,
They have
7.
3-4 suited. I mean, they play
Yeah, he could.
suited cards. They play them.
So I could just fold right now.
Yeah, but
I could
unless you
just,
have devious intentions.
right. Well, my devious intention was to hit a jack on the turn. He bets 45 into 58.
Hmm.
What's
Right.
He's repping us. What's he repping here? What's
That's
his
fun.
range? So he's got air. He's got turn clubs.
hmm
Sometimes he's gonna have he. We know he's super wide. He's gonna have the wheel. I don't think he has the offsuit wheel.
Hmm.
He's got sets.
Love the question you asked, Larry. What's his range?
Yeah.
What's his
Yeah.
range? What are we gonna do about it?
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
yeah, no, I think it's
that's the fundamental of exploitative poker. So, yeah, he's repping a pretty strong range here, and he doesn't seem to
Yeah.
give a fuck that.
That we
Yeah,
called.
I think we can strip.
this is polar. This
Yeah, it's
air
polar.
and very strong hands because all of
Yeah.
his ace five probably slows down here unless it's ace five.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, and also all of his sixes through tens are
Yeah, they're
not
never.
shook.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's repping two pair plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah. I don't like my call on the flop. I like this call.
I like your call on the flop if it's with intention because in position they're gonna stab too
Yeah.
wide. So when they stab with a bunch of bullshit, now you get to figure out on the turn how shit it really
Yeah.
is.
By his set.
Because
Right. And I didn't and he said I'm strong. He didn't bet
yeah,
small.
but I don't think you can fold yet. I think that
Yeah. Yeah.
this is a now on the river when the size depending on the sizing, now you might have to fold.
Oh, I have to fold. This is the part that is played terribly. Now you have to
Yep.
fold. And
Fold.
this was my logic, and it's completely wrong. It's just absolutely wrong. And if any one of you showed me this hand, I would say how wrong it was. Which is all
Okay, I
right.
have a hand just like this from yesterday that did the
Yeah,
exact same thing you did.
yeah, right. And the reason is, wait a minute. He if he liked his hand on the flop and liked his hand on the turn and now loves his hand on the river, if he really
There's a
did like
four
his hands,
flush.
I decided no, you don't. Not a lot of those hands have a 6 in it, and you don't love a hand that doesn't.
Yeah, he's repping two pair plus.
I remove 90% of I remove like I don't remove basically anything pre-flop when someone just calls that's like low card, high card. I don't remove any of that shit because it's like it's completely possible that they're playing any like it could be 6-7 offsuit. They will play. I've seen people play those types of hands
Yeah,
all the time. So I don't even
right.
try to remove that shit
Yeah,
I
this could
mean,
easily be
it
six
depends
seven.
on the player, man. I mean, not every.
until
I'm not going to play
But it could be
six
six
yeah,
seven.
seven
yeah.
offsuit here. You're not going to. None of us are.
No. But I'm saying 90% of my pool is going to play
Right,
it, and to a single raise, they're going to
right.
play it. Now, if it was a bet three bet, and they now I'm going to remove a lot of that.
Yeah,
We can remove a lot of 6-7 offsuit, all that stuff because now and they cold call my three bet. Now I have a pretty solid idea on what their range is. But pre-flop, if I raise to a normal size and get a call from basically any position, it doesn't mean that. I mean, the actual range
they
chart
have two
doesn't
cards.
matter.
The only thing you know is they have two cards. They don't have one.
Yeah,
And they don't have three.
it doesn't mean that they're no like what they're
But
supposed to be
e-
playing. He's supposed
but
to be
let
very tight when he calls here.
yeah. But let's say he's better than that. And therefore a bunch of his nonsense goes away. Now his 6-7 suited, he has as many of them. He has those as often as the bad guy does, because the worst player has 6-7 offsuit, but a lot of other garbage to go with it. This guy gets rid of the other garbage and the 6-7 offsuit, meaning his 6-7 suited is just as high a frequency as the six. His 6-7 is just as high a frequency as the other guy's 6-7. I've
Yeah.
said that in a long way. You know what I mean, right?
Mhm.
So I look at this and I go, okay, what hand makes sense here? 5-6 and 6-7. Those hands make sense. and
Yeah.
everything else doesn't make sense because it still likes it against the jack, and
A6 suited is probably
yeah,
A6 suited, A6 of clubs.
ace 6 of clubs, yeah, like that, and
Ace two.
I'm getting there.
Or
Ace 2 doesn't love this. It,
Ace2 is probably not loving it, but I think the H2 can still get here.
yeah, and so with that I make the call, which I do not like, and what he has is completely reasonable, and he played it perfectly. 5-5.
Yeah.
He can
I'm
call.
surprised he jammed with 5-5.
He can say I have very few sixes.
Yeah, I mean, if they knew anything about us, then yeah, I would jam my 5-5 against myself.
He knows my brother is Dave Meltzer.
Well, they know
Actually,
the
he
way
didn't
I play. I have very little sixes here.
exactly. Actually, by the way, he didn't know my brother was Dave Meltzer yet. He took my money, and then I wanted to talk to him about wrestling. So good on him, bad on me. Bad on me on the flop, bad on me on the river. Okay on me on the turn, I think.
Yeah. I think you can just.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you just fold.
Right.
You fold flop.
Okay. So
All
now,
right.
now the 2-5
Did
game
the same
starts.
shit last night.
Just both flop. Yeah. So the 2-5 game starts.
Actually, you can argue you fold pre.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
true.
true too. That's true too. I didn't need to open the queen jack. That I don't even know what made me do it. Oh, I know what made me do it. This table had no three bets. This
It
this was
probably
the one.
comes in it if no one's three betting.
This was a 1-3 table that was playing super soft and
But
wasn't.
does that mean you're gonna get called in a lot of spots?
I wasn't getting. It wasn't calling. It was. They were limping lots and folding to opens. It
Okay.
was not.
Yeah.
It was not the most typical 1-3.
If there's no three bets and but everyone's calling, I still would open
Yeah,
queen jack. But
you can fold.
if you're generally getting one caller when you open, then yeah, I'm not getting three bet, then yeah, I'm playing queen jack.
We're getting folds when we open. Everybody's limping. It goes
Yeah.
limp, 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 limp. Let's see the flop. Limp, limp, limp. Let's see the flop. Raise, fold, 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 fold. Let's see the next hand. That's what was going on. That's what it was. And so I stretched my open and got this call and played it bad. So when we go to the 2-5, the game is definitely more reggy.
All
The,
right.
the feel of the game, the game has changed. Not just how they're playing has changed, but what they look like when they play. They're not
So now
to be
let's go. I'm just curious. What is the stereotypical 2-5 rig look like in Las Vegas?
Asian.
It's probably pretty good.
Yeah. If you want to take the mean is Asian. There's also the day before there was it was locals, a couple, big shit kicker guy like that. The 2-5 the day before, or the 2-5 on Sunday. This is on Thursday. The 2-5 on Sunday was playing like a 1-3. I showed you those hands. They were playing really bad. It was great, and I went, "This is Vegas, and they're locals. They aren't tourists." Um, this one was playing better, and after a little while, I said, "I'm perfectly fine in this game." When I first sat down, I went, "Okay, nobody's playing terribly in the first three hands." Uh, but after a little while, I went, "I'm fine."
I like
If
to play against the regs better
Yeah, if people are better than
because
not many.
they're not usually not better than you, but they're capable of making like you could get more creative against them than the standard fish that you're just like really able to bluff when.
Exactly. You can make more specific reads, but against the superfish, you don't need to make more specific reads. You can just play ABC and just win over time. But each
Makes
individual,
it, which isn't as fun as being able to bluff people.
yeah, yeah. I found that was my note from the Sunday game, which I told you guys, which was I had after 90 minutes I had stopped paying attention. So it's like,
Really,
oh,
just because you're like, I just need to play ABC.
yeah, I'm just playing ABC. I don't need to pay attention to. I just play my hand. I don't need to play there are no ranges here. There's just hands. Um, and that's not the right way to do it, but I watched myself do it. I said, I'm done trying to figure out how you play badly. You just play badly. And I didn't say that consciously, but it is what happened. All right. So here we go. We're in the Reggie game. We like this in a Reggie game. 2-5. That's a straddle.
Okay.
That's a raise. So we're going to go to 105, right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Let's do that. Okay. There's our 105. Great. He calls. Wonderful. All right. No ace, and it's all about how to get all the money in. All right. It's about how to get all the money in, but it's a little weird. Not if
Truly
he's
told
enthusiastic about
differently.
it. Yeah, not if he's enthusiastic about getting the money in. Let's see. He checks.
Well, in theory, he's only got 2 combos that are beating you right now. Maybe you can add 8-7, but
Yeah.
maybe you can add 7-6, but not really.
Ace 7-6-6, right? Those are what you got? And then the one combo of 7-7?
Maybe 7-seated against someone loose.
What do you think's the main difference between the standard direct fish and the reg?
Yeah.
I personally think it's that they generally play better post
Okay.
than the fish, and I think that they generally have a lot of same tendencies as the fish pre-flop, that they play too many hands and want to see flops.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
bad more combos that beat
Yeah.
them.
But we are not afraid until someone tells us to be afraid. If this goes check bet, check bet, check bet, and it ends up all in, we are fine with that. All right. So he checks. My size is 75.
Fine.
75 is let's get everything that has to call there when we size up the turn. And maybe are we going to be a 2-street game at 75? He raises.
Oh, this is interesting. What kind of player is this?
This is a guy in this game. We don't have a note on him, do we? Straddle. He straddles. Well, certainly he voluntarily straddled. This is not a straddle game, so we have
Okay.
that. So my note is he's got 250. I've got 268 left after the call. I can jam now, but why would I want to? Why would I want to jam now?
Keep all his bluffs. Get all the
Wait,
bluffs out.
Yeah.
I didn't think this was a straddle. Was this a straddle? Can you go back over the action?
No,
again?
he raised the straddle. You're right. There was a straddle. That's what inflated the thing. He's not the straddler. He raises the straddle. That's what happens.
That makes it very different because he
Yeah.
should have theoretically many less seven to call you
Yeah.
2-bet.
Yeah.
You should have a lot of
So
overpairs.
I
here.
don't think we're folding, but we're not exactly comfortable.
You can have 8s and 9s. You can have 8s and 9s and 10s and play them this way. Absolutely. He can have slow played aces and play them this way. Absolutely. He can have pocket 6s. And against that
Or
range,
quads.
yeah, got it. He has the one set of quads. And against that, I don't think he's check raising this big with quads. It's easier to get it in. Wait, but anyway, I've decided I'm
I mean,
going.
does he do this with any full houses? Like, probably not. Any full houses or quads, he probably doesn't play. He has nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah, he probably wants me to get. He wants another club to come off or something. He wants me to get my bet is easily stabby. Right. So I've decided that given my I've decided when I make this call that I'm committing to the hand.
Okay, yeah.
An
Makes
ace of
sense.
clubs, unless the turn is an ace of clubs. I also don't love a 6 of hearts, but I don't really care. I don't love it, but really I hate the ace of clubs here. And other than that, I'm willing to get it all in. And my thought and in the process was, all right, so should I just jam it now? And said, no, why let him get away from pocket 8s? Why tell him the pocket 8s or pocket 9s are beat? So what do you guys think? Do you want to jam here? Or do you?
Yeah, that's a good call. I would call.
I think if you put him on an overpair, then mind a jam. Because
It's a good call. I
if he
mean,
has
you're
an
either
overpair, he's unlikely. They're really bad at folding overpairs usually.
this is a classic way ahead or way behind spot.
Right. Now, if he has a hand like jacks and a queen or an ace comes off, I may not get
You
all this.
lose a lot of money.
So
Well, he's telling you he has a 7, right? But the issue is that it's hard to understand how he gets here with the 7.
Hmm.
Because there just aren't that many 7s left in the deck, and his range of 7x that's calling your 3-bet free should be in theory pretty tight. I mean, even if he
This
Even if you give him a loose range that includes ace 7 suited, there just aren't that many.
There's
I
two.
agree with you.
Yeah.
My question is, coming into this hand, when you see this flop, do you expect at any point that this it just isn't the money's just not going in? Like isn't it's all just going in, right? Unless an eight, like something really bad happens on the and you get an ace of clubs.
Yeah. But I do think that he has folds. I do think he has check raise folds. Not a lot of them, but if he's that he may have a bluff, he may have a bluff here, and I don't need to. That was my thought. That it's
Well,
easy for the money. It's easy for them. I've got two streets for the money to go in, because I've got position, so I don't need it.
okay, so if bluffs continue after a massive they do that massive check raise and you call, I think a lot of them are going to slow down on the turn. And a three
Yeah.
bet pot like this, they're probably going to get kind of scared.
Yeah.
So I would like to put the money in when he has something like eights or nines and call now, but can't call.
Right. Yep. So those are good reasons to put the money in now. When he checks the turn,
Or his flop
Well, you
draws.
could do anything you want.
this is mine. Yep. This pot's mine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
just
I think you just put it in and he's got to
I
call off
did.
his draws.
I put it in. He calls. The river is, and this is when I noticed it. I didn't notice it till I did it. This was supposed to be all in. I didn't see the other $18 of mine. I took the stat. I had $18 sitting, like maybe I had,
You
uh,
were shuffling them?
maybe I wasn't shuffling because I don't shuffle, but it was like off to it was somehow not in the stack. I just didn't see it. I pushed in this stuff, didn't say all in. He calls.
we're not going to talk. You don't shuffle chips.
I don't shuffle chips. I'm a juggler and I don't shuffle chips.
All I do is shuffle. I'm just
I
messing
know.
with my chips. I have
Yeah.
both my hands shuffling and flicking chips around.
Yeah.
Maybe I just got a problem.
So if you're doing that,
Well,
by
I,
the way, just so you know, you are showing that you've had a lot.
yeah, I, I,
Chips a
I
lot.
deferred to Scotty when I started playing live, and it's why I show people that you spend a lot of time at the table.
Yeah. I mean, it's
It
fine.
gets to the point where they all know my name, and then like people are coming up to me and being like, "Hey, man, this and
Yeah.
that." So they're kind of like, "Yeah, you
Yeah.
play here
That's
all
what's going to
the
happen.
time."
Yes. But for the same reason, at one point we said, are you a pro? And you didn't want to say, you said, well, I mean, I'm trying to play good, but you tried to downplay it. Your chip shuffling is not downplaying it. That's all. But who cares? I don't shuffle chips, but I didn't see the 18. Then I see the 18. Of course, the 18's going in. Then the ace of diamonds came on the river. He checked, and I decided not to put the last 18 in.
I think that's fine.
Yes.
You consistently do this. I feel like you do this a lot.
No, the other, when I told you about me doing this, that was this hand.
Oh, okay.
This was the hand. When I described it the other day, I said, "Oh, I made this. You're going
When
to
you
see
just
this."
got okay, I was about to
I
say,
make
how are
other
you?
mistakes a lot, Brian. I do make mistakes.
To say, how are you constantly getting all in and leaving $10 behind?
I know. So I don't do this online. So this was the mistake. But when this happened, now I know it. Now I see the 18. Right? Do you want to? Should I throw the other 18 in when the ace comes?
It doesn't matter.
It
Doesn't,
really doesn't matter.
because you'd think he would have done it with an ace.
He's
That
not folding.
not fault.
Yeah.
I don't know. I saved 18 or I gave him 18. He had Queen Jack. He would not have called off the 18, which is really funny.
That's a pretty. It's kind of a gangster check raise. I like it,
Yeah.
but I think he maybe cannot make this play when it's EP versus MP.
Right.
Your 3-bet range should be a little bit more linear here.
Yeah. So this happened. He does the check raise. If I go all in here, he calls me off with his flush draw and two overs probably. And if he folds, great. I'm talking here.
Yeah.
So as played, if I go all
We
in,
didn't talk about the value of him possibly folding some of this shit.
yeah,
And
that's what I mean.
that helps you a lot. I
Right.
mean,
If I jam here and he folds the Jack Queen, that's fine. That's
yeah.
fine. He has equity against me. However, it is nice that when he put in the rest of his money, well, not all of the rest of his money, but a lot of the rest of his money, he had much less equity.
Got 18%.
Yeah, instead of 36. That was nice. All right. But then again, he got that card for cheaper. He got to that card for cheaper.
Nice pot.
And if a club does
1200.
come on the turn, That's one of the cards I can fold to is a club.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
Hey,
right.
you're 2-5 at 2-5. You said at the Caesar. Do you
Yeah.
live in Vegas or
No, I
by
live in
Vegas?
California. I work in
You
Vegas
live,
all the time.
okay, so there and the max is it 100 bigs? Is the max buy?
At Caesars, it was, which is really low. I don't think that that's what you would find at Bellagio or the other rooms.
I was about to
Um,
say because my goal is to get up to the 1-3 game at the place I play is a deep
Mhm.
stack game. You can buy them for
Yeah.
1K. And I
Right.
want to get up there because it's all the same. It's the same players mostly,
Yeah.
the same fish, just with
Yeah.
more money.
Yeah.
They and it's deep stack. Like I can buy in super deep, so I
Mhm.
can actually play very creatively in that situation. I really want to get to that game, but I need to have a very deep bankroll before I can play that game.
Yeah, we just spent on your bankroll, man. Did you spend some time on Prime Dope?
Yeah, I did. And I mean, I have an idea in my head is when I'll shot take that game. It's not for, I mean, because if I'm gonna when I play it, I'm gonna max buy. So it's not gonna be a
And
go buy
what is the
300.
what's the max buy in the 2.5?
And the 2-5 is 1500.
1,500. Okay.
1-3, it's 1K.
Okay. So
1-3 runs more often
what's the
than
bankroll
2-5.
what's the bankroll you're aiming for to shot take? Not to
I
not to
was
start the game, but to shot take it.
I was gonna shot take it at about 30K,
Okay. That's
which is a
conservative.
little light, but
No,
I'm
it's
gonna go
not.
with
No, it's
three
not.
buys. I think
Not
it's
for
a
a shot
little,
take.
yeah. But so I think that's what I would want to have. I mean, if I went based off of what I started with, and I got to do the win rate and everything like that. But if I went based off of what it would be 40K, like Larry just said, would be 40K is when I'd be comfortable playing that
I
game.
mean, you got to think.
But
I mean, you're eating and paying rent for your bankroll, right? So
no, I separate.
in
I
fit,
don't use any of that money. I'm trying to like max get
Yeah.
it up as high as
Yeah.
a separate account to use.
Given your actual life, I think that 30K is perfectly fine to take the shot. I don't think 30K is fine to move up,
Yeah.
unless when you take the shot, you win, and then you say, "So I can take another shot tomorrow," and you don't, and you don't end up down below the 28, between, you don't end up down but below, 29K just because the
Mhm.
shot worked out, and then you end up staying. But if you play and you are better than them and you get unlucky and you get knocked down to 25, I think yes, you should build up the bankroll so you have some cushion before you go again. But I think taking a shot with 20 buy-ins is fine.
I already,
30 buy-ins, 30 buy. Oh,
yeah.
oh, it's 1,000. Oh, I thought the buy-in was 1,500.
No, no, no. That's 2-5. 1-3 is what
No,
the
no, no. I mean,
next.
no, I mean that. No, I mean the one. I mean the 2.5.
Oh, shot ticket 2-5.
Yeah, take a shot, take a 2.5 with when you have 30K. I don't think that that's too liberal at all.
well, shot take is one thing. Moving up is another.
Right.
The
That's what I'm
thing,
saying.
yeah, the thing is, like, I was just gonna go to 1-3 because that's the next game, and it plays pretty large, obviously.
Oh, you're
It's,
playing 1-2. You're not in the 1-3
yeah,
game.
you know, I play 1-2, which you can only buy
Oh,
them for 300, you can buy them for 150 bigs, but at the one
okay.
three game plays
Plays
like
big.
from when I talk to a lot of the dealers too, and they're like, I ask them about the players and stuff like that, and they're like, yeah, I mean, it's the same fish, what they
Okay.
say, and
Yeah.
they're like, and you. He said the games play pretty similar 1-3 and 2-5
Okay.
because of how deep they let you buy in at 1-3.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, I was gonna shot take 1-3 at
Yeah. Great.
30K and then do well and move up. I'll move up to that. Hopefully I'll be around 40K then. And then I was gonna shot take 2-5 for
Sounds
like
good.
60.
Sounds good. Okay. The 2.5 buy-in is what's the max buy-in at 2.5?
I think it's 1500.
1,500. Okay. I'm saying that I am comfortable with you taking a shot at the 2.5 significantly before 60. But
Yeah,
that's
I'm
me
trying to
playing
be
with your money. I want to make that
yeah,
clear. This is how comfortable
yeah.
I am with Brian going broke.
The thing is, I don't want the money to affect the way I play because I
Yes.
think I'm better than the players. I think I have an edge against those players and against 1-3 and 2-5. Like just watching them, they play at my tables and they play at my tables whenever that they're waiting to get on, and they're not. Yeah, I don't notice anything that like I've maybe noticed one guy that I thought decent, I still think I had an edge against him, which I was able to run his pockets. But so it was. So those are like the. I think I have an edge in those games. I just don't want to go too crazy too early. You know,
Yeah.
I don't want to play poorly because the money is
Yeah.
significantly more.
That's absolutely true. If the absolute amount of money changes your play, then then you're playing at the wrong stakes. Absolutely. Um, for whatever reason, when I started playing poker, I played fixed limit poker, not no limit, and I played regularly at 50 cent a dollar, which is a $40 buy-in, and I played regularly at 5100, which is a $2,000 buy-in.
Mhm.
You know, 5100, 2000. Uh, yeah, why were we buying it for 40? Maybe just was the game. Yeah, but I guess we bought in. Yeah, we at the 51, no, 5100 we bought in for 5000. Um, and I played the same. I really did play how many big blinds are in the pot. Uh,
Yeah.
But my relationship to money is different than yours. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
All right, but that's important. I want you to see chips and not see dollars. And if you can't, and so that's so I now agree with you. All right. Um, so we do this. We're playing 2-5 now. Most of the people are 1,000 plus. So now we're starting to play deep. Now the game is interesting, and now the game broke. So we went back to 1-3. There's lots of limping. The ISOs are too small. Limp, ISO to 8, etc. Jesus Christ. My first hand after folding for 2 rounds is this. We're back at the 1-3. It goes to me, ace 8 in the hijack. Um, Little loose open, but remember there are no 3 bets. So we open, we get called in one place. We flop an ace. This
Were you
ace.
eating a sandwich too?
Was I eating a sandwich?
Loosey goosey eating a sandwich?
No, I was not eating a sandwich. I was just there were no raises. So,
Uh,
I can expand to ace 8 and hijack. And people were not, and again, it was the same people. So it was limpy, raise and several folds. It was not raise and everybody calls, in which case I wouldn't have played the ace 8. So here we go. We flop an ace. This seems like a perfect check call situation. And we have the ace of diamonds just to make nice. Check bet, easy call. All right. Another ace. My ace is it's still the same world, except now I'm never folding. But I don't think now I want to bet out or something that I want to play it differently. So I check. He bets 45, saying he has an ace. I go, maybe you do. And I call. The 7 comes. I check. He bets 100 into 244, saying he has an ace. The aces, there are more better aces than worse aces against me, since the 6 and 7 have now paired up. And it's 100 and I'm not folding, right? And I'm not raising. Or do we agree with this play?
yes.
Yeah. There's not folding. Okay, he has that. Good for him. And that's the last hand played. Not the last hand of the night. That's the last hand I wrote down. Nothing else was interesting that happened. Um, and the one note was another guy says he checks. The guy bets into him. He says, "I feel like you're bluffing. I'm all in." And of course, it was the nuts. So that little tell there, I think that is not I don't think that's a one-time tell. I think somebody who tries to make their jam look weaker has got a strong jam. All right. Larry, prep your hands.
Right.
And now we're gonna talk for a second before we
What's
get
up,
to,
Mike?
hey Mike.
Go ahead, Scott.
So
Hey, I'm driving. I'll
okay.
join you in full here.
So Larry posted, did you guys see the thing that Larry posted in the Discord about polarizing and bluff catchers? I'll show it. Here we go.
Using polarization is valuable in poker because it turns a large portion of your opponent's range face up.
Yeah, now,
If you're ahead or behind, they're guessing every bluff catcher in this region is essentially the same hand.
yeah. And that's the fun thing. And it's this image here, which don't look at this, Mike. I think you've seen it already, but whatever you do, don't look at it because you'll die if you do. All right, here we go. Let's fold, close. Here it is. There's the image. If my range is all this and all this, all of your range gets flattened to this. They're all the same hand, making life simple. Okay, I agree with
So
that.
it's saying essentially all your bluff catchers are the same.
Yeah, yeah. Pocket
And
ace is the same.
against polarization.
Yeah,
Yeah, against a polarized range, all of a sudden, a large segment of your range becomes a pure bluff catcher.
Yeah.
And initially, I thought Goon was disagreeing with him because they're kind of polar opposites in the way they approach
no, he's agreeing.
the
Yeah.
game, but he's actually agreeing with him. And he's saying what he's saying is exactly right. And all that matters is he taking an over bluffed or under bluffed line?
Right. And here's where I disagree with Goon. So Goon says this is why against recreational opponents, worrying about blockers or where you're at in your range is silly. The where you're at in your range, I agree. Where you're at in your range, if they're
Doesn't matter, obviously.
if they're truly polar, all those hands are the same. But here's why I think blockers matter. Let's say the polarization is, let's say there's a flush. We're on the river and there's a flush and there's no paired and the board's not paired. And they bet very big. They are repping a flush or nothing, right? If they're polar. Now, some people are just not polar, but if they are, they're representing a flush or nothing. If I've got the ace of flush and a pair, the middle, I've got second pair and the ace of the flush suit. That blocker means a lot because a lot of your polar flushes are the ace high flush, and now you have none of them.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
even if you are under bluffing in general, not never bluffing, you are under bluffing in general, my having that ace takes your range on this hand and pushes it into the bluff range a lot more often.
If you
Agreed.
watch when he plays, he will talk about he doesn't like blockers, but he will add in certain situations he'll be like the blockers are somewhat important in this situation. 90% of the time he says they aren't. But in that situation, yeah, it is, but it's also like so if this is the line of a flop top pair, I have the ace of flush or whatever,
Mhm.
and I bet let's say we just basically we filter their range is what happens. And then on the river, we're in position, they don't jam on the flushing card.
Mhm.
Just because I have the ace that blocks it and I have top pair, I'm never called because it's just it's so
It's
underbluffed
so
that
underbluffed.
it's
Right.
so underbluffed when they donk there. Oh, I have the nut flush. I blocked the nut flush, but they just donk jammed into me after I basically filtered their range into top pair and
Flush draws.
flush draws.
Yeah,
And
you're the one
now
who's
on
betting.
the flushing card, they jam, donk jam. It's just a snap fold. It doesn't matter if I have a bluff catcher, whatever it is. If I have the blocker to the nut flush, it's like this is just complete so underbluffed.
Right.
Sure.
Okay.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Right. So without the ace of clubs, you fold, and without the ace of clubs, you fold, and with the ace of clubs, you
Go
fold.
fold. Yeah.
You side fold with the ace of clubs, and you snap fold without it.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think there and I don't know exactly what situations like if he's in the situation where like he'll also talk about where when you're unblocking hands, he's like, well, yeah, we unblock the nuts and sometimes people wouldn't call in this situation, but this is the most overbluff line in poker, so I'm snap
Right.
calling.
Yeah.
Because even though I unblock everything and blockers this and that, he's like, this is the most overbluff line. So I'm calling.
And
Like,
I will give two other good reasons for Goon to undervalue blockers. One is many people who talk blockers are just wrong in how they use them. They're very complicated. We are not, I'm not an expert in them. When we look in the solver, we struggle to find what is it about the blockers to try to understand. So in game, we're not implementing them correctly. So implementing a concept badly is just a way to support what you wanted to do anyway.
yeah.
Just say blockers with it. And so until you are an expert, they may get you into more trouble than they do. So that's one reason. The other reason is what he's selling is simpler than GTO. That's part of its appeal. It's also sexier. It also may be better, but its appeal, not its appeal to play, but its appeal as a sales tool. And so it is very to his advantage to say, you don't need to worry about things like blockers. Those are
Yeah, I see. Yeah. Caveat emptor.
Sure.
yeah. And I also
Yeah.
think what he's selling is a quality product, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, I think out of
Stuff is-
everybody on YouTube and everything, because there's so many people that you would watch when you're starting, and you're just getting thrown a bunch of random bullshit at you that
Yeah.
doesn't really make sense. It's like, well, block this, range
Right.
this portion of that, blah blah blah, all of this, but none of it makes sense to 90% of the people when
Yeah.
you're playing live poker. That the most important thing is what is their range and what am I going to do about it? It's
Mhm.
like, and there's 90% of the people are selling, well, in this situation, you want to have this, you want to have, make sure you have your 3-bet bluffs or your 4-bet bluffs here. It's like, well, if they are never 3-betting as a bluff, then
Then you
why
don't.
would you
Right.
ever have 4-bet bluffs?
Right.
Like,
Yeah. If they overfold, if they overfold their value of it. And by the way, that brings up this before Larry's first hand. Just very quickly, we're going to look at this more. Oh no, Larry's already got the screen. No, screw Larry. I can take it from you. Here, I've taken it from you because I haven't made you host yet. I'm just going to show you a taste of what I did for you people because I love you. So this is from 1,500 5 bets. So I looked in my database. There were 1,500 cases where people 5 bet. 6 pages of ace ace, 12 pages of ace king, 2.5 pages of ace queen, then 2 pages of ace jack and worse. 8.5 pages of king king, more king king than ace ace got there on the 5.
one
Uh,
ping queen.
one king queen, 4.5 pages of queen queen, 3.5 pages of jack jack, 1.5 pages of 10 10, and 2 pages of 9 9 and less. I'm going to look at
We can
also.
say it's
This
fully
is
weighted towards value.
it's totally weighted towards value. But back when we said 5 bets are ace ace, but sometimes they're but to be
Well, that was limp raises,
right limp
which is
raises,
different,
and we saw that
obviously.
wasn't true either.
Yeah.
Right. And so we did that the other day. We looked at the limp re-raise stat and it had a lot of things that weren't ace ace, but it was sheer value. So here you go. This is,
Interesting.
this is out of 1,500 hands. They're strong. It's not all 5 bets are not all ace ace. They're not even the majority. The ace ace is not even the majority.
Ace
That's
king
not
is
even.
more likely to be 5-bet jam. Ace ace is more like,
These were all 5 bets, not all jams. I mean, it's hard to 5 bet without jamming at all
yeah.
that depth, but this is what they were. And for fun, at one point, we'll look at some of these hands and how they happened and how
Yeah.
crazy they were. All right, it's on you now.
All right. Share. All right. This is actually I think this is
Five
what
bet
is the
ace
range
king.
and what are we going to do about it?
5 bet ace
And
king.
so we open ace king.
Mhm.
Open a little bigger because we're getting calls. It's a call heavy table for the night. Um, this guy's pretty wild.
Mhm.
I would describe him as a lag. A lot of hands, a lot of WTF plays.
So I have a
Larry,
question for you. Oh, go on, Brian. You go first.
this is it's not important, but I was going to say that, Larry, if you ever come to Florida, you gotta go to One Eye Jacks and play a weeknight game past 11 o'clock. It is absolutely absurd. You can be down $600 for 6 hours, and in an hour you will be up 1,200 because everybody there just starts playing basically blackjack, and you just sit and wait. And you get a decent hand, they jam, you call, and hopefully you stack them off. It's absurd.
Have you
It's
just question for you? Have you ever thought about going on some kind of crazy schedule and getting there at like 10 o'clock at night and playing 10 to 4?
well, it closes at 2 a.m. weeknights, so I go
Okay.
7 to 2.
Right.
And the first couple hours, I just, I play pretty straightforward. In the last 3 hours, because the game goes insane, and it gets down to one table running in the entire room, and the most degenerate gamblers are there, and you just sit and wait.
And you just
That's crazy.
patient ABC. So
Yeah,
I have a question on this table. Um, with your raise to 7.5x,
Yeah.
do you often get multiple callers, or are there a fair amount of folds to the 7.5x? You raise and take it, a reasonable amount of the time.
On this night, this table just didn't appear to care how big you raised. They just
Okay.
wanted to see flops.
Did you consider going all the way to 20 to 10x opens and tighter?
Yes. Yeah.
Good. did you consider, and if you ever made that move, did you ever consider going all the way to 20 to 25 as your open and going even tighter?
No,
Okay.
not 25.
If 20, if 10x goes multi-way, I don't mean every hand, but if 10x goes
Mhm.
multi-way, half the time, I think 25 is profitable and tighter. And you just sit there and you just don't play any hands.
So you just sit there and you play 5% of hands and you raise to $50.
No, 25. You raise to 25. You find the number. I mean, you don't play no
I-
hands and raise to 100.
Oh, I thought you said 25x.
No, no. Well, 25x if it 25x if that actually happens. I mean, if you imagine a table where when you raise to 25x, it's 2 and you go to 50, and
Mhm.
you often get one call. That's almost the same as playing at a table with no blinds. And you can play
Then you just play aces.
jacks. You can play jacks plus ace king,
What size?
25x.
You can't even play jacks.
Okay.
You can't play jacks or queens then. I was actually just looking at the 7x big blind open raise. I have it on my phone right now. You're opening queens and jacks less than 25 frequency.
Oh, from the low jack.
So this is
Yeah, from low jack.
7x.
No, low jack. No, this is a 7x. Look at the low. They fold. Look at the low
Oh
jack.
no, I'm talking under the gun. Look,
Yeah.
I have a picture on my phone.
This would be what,
Maybe
7 times. This is like a
You may,
$14
you may be
open.
looking at a response. You may be looking after someone who's raised what you get.
no. I'm looking at under the gun 200 deep. You are playing queens and jacks in the group chat.
I think you're looking at a response to a raise.
No, I know I'm not. I'm looking at it right now.
What app are you using?
This is what Mike sent me where I went to go play originally to a next raise, which you can
Okay.
open.
Okay.
I mean,
We'll look at that on yeah, when you're home, not looking on your phone, we'll just see what the ones are. But I'm just saying,
I just only have
yeah, look at this 7x range. We'll look at from Mike. Look at the 7x range here.
it. So that one's different.
Yeah.
So this would be equivalent, I guess, 14, $15, right? So
Yeah. Yeah. So if they really are going to play that way to 25 to your open to $25 or $50, you might play a really uninteresting game. But it's good to find it out. And I did watch. That was the one thing that I watched Tommy do from Hungry Horse. And it was his 3x size. I watched his 3x size just increase by $5 every time he did it until he found the number.
we're always
And we
going
were
heads up.
yeah, and we were playing 3-5-10, and so it was his ISO size. So the ISO size would have been 45. Other people were ISOing to 30. I was ISOing to 45 and 55, and I watched him ISO to 60, and then 70, and then 80.
Which one's Tommy?
Tommy was the guy who did the hero's journey.
Asian guy?
The Asian guy, yeah.
Wait, so did you play with him?
Yeah, I got to play with him.
Cool.
It was very nice. And I talked to him afterwards. It was, and I sat to his left and like that, and we didn't play very many hands together. And I was looking
Totally the
forward
way
to
to go.
I was looking forward to playing a hand with him and playing.
Like I know your strategy.
I know your strategy, and I believe I know. I believe I know the exploit. I believe I know the sizing I need to do to get you to bluff. Just
That was what was fun with the playing with the guy. I mean, I know he's not executing the strategy well, but I was like, I know this is like I get to exploit.
Yeah. But I had watched 25 hours of specifically of Tommy at that point, or whatever, however many he had been put up. I had watched all the Tommies. It's like, oh,
You were just trying to induce bluffs from him.
I was trying to make my new friend and take my new friend's money. Okay, so let's go.
So Brian, this is a little different because this is Chippy V, which I'm playing.
Yeah.
The picture you sent in Discord is a rake game.
All right, so
10%.
can you put up the 10% rate game just so we can see it here?
Sure.
Right.
So this is UTG Chippy V. You're raising about 7% of hands
Right.
when you add rake. Using about 7% of hands.
Right. So yeah, so we can play queens, and yeah, jack's not very often, but that's under the gun. Now move to low jack, hijack, and queens are going to come in, and jacks are going to be there. Low jack
Jacks are,
still. Oh yeah, low jacks doesn't get to play jacks yet. Okay, so I was too wide. Hijack.
but this is obviously very different when you're unlikely to get three bet. Like if you no
Yeah.
luck this and say that I'm gonna get three bet one in
Again
5%
by
of the time.
aces. I'm getting 3-bet by aces.
Yeah, I'm getting three bet, at a very low frequency.
Yeah.
Then you can open a lot more, obviously.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm assuming
There's a
you open
tool
a
that
lot
you
more,
can
but it's all
use
very suited.
to build out these preflop ranges, which is HRC,
Mm-hmm.
and you can build out. It's not a very computationally intensive application. So, I mean, if you want to get really geeky, you can buy HRC, and then you can begin to build ranges out with your
Right.
population tendencies and your reg structure and see what it does.
Great. Okay. Let's play the hand.
All right, so we like ace king. We open it bigger. Doesn't matter. Still
Yep.
get calls. Lag in the small blind. We get a miss, but this is where it gets interesting. Lag bets small.
I hate this, but I hate this because when you call, you've just turned your hand face up, but you still need to call.
Yeah, I'm thinking Nuffle here, but it's weird because it's multi-way.
Yeah, everything's weird about this.
But one good thing we call, and
Yeah.
one weird thing
And
happens.
if
Well,
player
one good
7
thing
takes
happens is
advantage of,
that player 7 folds. Now heads up.
if player 7 pounces on it, you lost one chip. So be it. All right.
Yeah. So we call repeat jack. Now it gets interesting. It goes small again on the repeat jack. I think we can invoke Nuffle here.
Okay.
So I go a little too small. I mean, I think Nuffle would go.
77.
So yeah, go about 80. I go 60 here. He calls. And so what's his range here? I think his range. What do you guys think his range is here?
Ace 5.
Yeah. What else?
Ace 5.
I think
Pocket
it's a lot of.
pocket
I think it's a
nine,
lot of club draws.
club draws, pairs.
Yeah. And when I say ace 5, I mean all the equivalents of ace 5. Ace 5 and pocket 6s are the same hand to you.
Yeah.
So-
So
so-
ace 5, pocket 6s, and then like
Single pairs without a jack
but then we got to.
and some
Okay,
club draws.
I agree.
Draws.
But then when he's got his 5, 6s and pocket 3s have to call this aggressive raise. I don't know if they do it. Maybe sometimes.
No, now you're on weird jacks, some pocket, some stubborn 10s, 9s, 8s, and club draws, and
Yeah.
and
So
6.
I think this is a lot of now once we filter his range here,
Mhm.
I think it's a lot of high equity draws around the 5-4 are the clubs and jacks.
Yeah.
Weird jacks,
Agree.
very weird jacks.
So this is not the greatest card.
Not a great card.
But then we get this. And I'm like, this is not you just didn't turn a straight. You're not gonna choose to dunk this size, you turn straight. I unless you're super tricky and he folds.
Yeah, and you went the 80. Good.
But it's a very weird hand.
It is.
Um,
You listened to his size.
yeah, I think we're allowed to make this play here.
The one thing
Yeah.
that you have going against you is he only has 70 back there.
Right.
Yeah, I don't have that much fold equity. But
Oh yeah, Larry.
I think we get to make his play.
He went 10-10, right?
No, he went 10 and Larry jammed on him.
Well, he went
He
Oh,
went
oh, he's-
5.
5, 10, 5, 10,
Yeah.
10.
fuck yeah, jam on him.
All right. I have another hand I think that's similar to this. So I'm going to straddle. If everyone else is straddling, I'm going to straddle because I'm a team player.
That's okay.
I don't love it. I think straddling is dumb. I mean, we're all clear. There's no plus EV position to play a straddle.
No.
Even a button straddle like you play in Florida is just negative EV.
Yes.
But I am not going to be the guy who doesn't straddle at that table.
Yes.
Now,
That's
here's my question for you guys. If everyone else is straddling, okay, we straddle. How about if like half the table is straddling?
then I don't.
If
Here's
everybody
the-
was straddling, I would.
Say it
You-
again, Brian.
I won't straddle if everybody else is, if only half the table is straddling, but if everybody's straddling, I might as well straddle. And I'll only straddle the button then because it obviously gives me the biggest advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have to straddle, you can't button straddle generally in Texas, but yeah, button if you got to straddle, button straddling is the best. But yeah, I'm going to straddle only if everyone else is straddling, and I feel physical pain each time I put that $5 in.
Now, this
This
is
is the stupidest fucking thing in the world.
now, this
Listen, is I've never straddled once since I started playing live.
Mhm.
It's just not. I've been at a table where every single person straddled.
So we're going to call. This guy opens small. He gets two callers. We're going to call with our tens. And we get a very interesting flop.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a similar hand. That's right. And the question is, where do we give up here? It checks around. We turn a straight that brings in the flush. We like that.
Wait, hold on. Go back to the pre-flop action. I missed something here. He opens. So opens to 10-10. Are you considering a 3-bet with your tens here?
A squeeze?
Yeah.
Three bet? No. Should I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can consider it, but I also think that flatting is pretty cool there.
Yeah. Because you should
Because it's pretty
consider-
early. I mean, he's still what? That's low jack, right? Where he opened?
Yeah.
Let's think about player wise. Is he a? I mean, does he have a limping range?
Let's just see what the I'm not sure, frankly, if he is splitting range. Let's give him
He didn't raise to 5x. He didn't raise to 4x. He raised straddle to 10. That's a 2.5.
all right, we'll give it 2.5.
That was tiny for live.
Chippy V 2.5 100 bigs, right? So we'll put him here.
Yeah.
We're not
Is
going
that
to
where
get
it
two
was?
callers
How-
though.
how-
Yeah,
how-
make it chippy V. I bet the call is like really
We're at
dominating.
Chippy V. Here's a third caller.
Okay, it might be ridiculous. I don't know this, but I really don't know what the difference is between chippy V and rake.
So Chippy V is just no rake. It's just a game with no rake, but you're gonna Chippy V is what you're playing in theory when you're playing a timed game.
So you play a time game where you pay every hour.
I pay $12 an hour to play poker.
That's a great
So
deal, by the way.
Sorry, say it again.
That seems like a great deal.
It is a pretty good deal. It's the best deal is the one that Dean has if he can play. Because you pay $20 entry and that's it.
That's
Yeah,
great.
it's fantastic. It seems like the places I've seen time rake, it's like $12 every half hour.
Yeah.
Every half hour.
Yeah, $12 an hour is the going rate in Texas, and it's pretty
That's
good.
great.
Yeah, makes it much more easy to be a profitable poker player.
But
So-
Brian, I think what you were asking is what the difference is, and it's just calculating because when money's being taken out of the pot here, when you go to a flop, that reduces your expected value. So this is just calculating the difference that if there is rake, here's the hands you can play where that's, kind of calculated in the amount of money you're going to lose when you just call and that sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So, but then you have okay, yeah, that's different. It's like fixed versus
That's why you'll
variable.
see a higher frequency of like being able to flat
Yeah.
because you're not losing that extra bit of EV when you go to a flop.
That's why that 8 max I was looking at was weird. So different than what I'm used to looking at.
Yeah.
An 8 max range.
Yeah, I mean, the way to think of it is like a tax. Like when you pay the rake tax, all of a sudden you get tight as fuck.
Yeah. So yeah, so this one shows this one shows it's jacks instead of tens. So
Yeah, I mean, we're close. I mean, you're
I was
right.
just saying consider it. Yeah. All right, great. So you didn't do it. Okay,
But yeah,
that's party. When do you let go of this hand? Not on the flop.
and not in the flop. So we don't, so weak flat against these four people.
Yep. Yep. You are absolutely not folding.
Check. It checks around
I
here.
mean, there's an action you're folding to. Oh, well, that's great. Checks around. That's great.
Okay, we get a straight, but we get also the flush comes in against three different ranges.
Yeah.
This guy now donks about half pot. What are we doing?
You're hating life and calling.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I think that's what you should do.
Life and call. And the
Yeah.
fact that you would much rather have ace 10 with the ace of spades here than 10-10 because your tens block, and this is where it does count. He does this with various 10x and various diamonds, and you have two of the tens. So this is terrible. You have terrible blockers.
Because I am blocking.
His range, if you look at his range in he has 10x in his range, he has some two pairs in his range, but not a lot because of the thing. He bets his tens here and he bets his diamonds here, right?
Yeah, I see your point. And we're blocking we're dot blocking his dents.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
blocking his tens, so he has more diamonds here than he normally would.
Yeah, I see your point. Okay, now it gets now I make I think arguably this guy raises
You have to fold.
pretty big.
Yeah.
There's not much left behind.
You have to fold.
Yeah, you
Even
get, I
whether
think
this guy calls or not, you have to fold.
yeah, I agree. This guy
And now
calls.
you got to fold. Oh my God, you have to fold.
Fold even more.
Yeah, you have to, 10 queen. And you're chopping with one of the guys. One of them you're chopping with. At best.
This is fortune reversal.
Yeah.
Peter Clark, F you. No, wait, it's not what I meant.
So I did not listen to Peter Clark.
And you did not listen to Brian, and you did not listen to Scotty, and you did not listen to Mike. And you also did not listen to Larry. That's the most important thing about this hand, is that you didn't listen to Larry.
Larry knows he needs to fold.
Larry knows better.
No, well, it's hard. I mean, this is. I had a lack of plasticity of mind here. This is
And
about
that-
plasticity of mind.
Yes.
Understanding now that our straight is no good.
Unless both of these players are just absolute whales and mouth breathers. It's the only way I could see you calling or whatever. But yeah, you're in dire straits right now.
Yeah, I got a little caught up in my absolute hand strength. I made a mistake.
Right. So imagine this, Larry, for just a second. I don't know if this will help you in game, but it'll help you know. Imagine if Derek brought this hand to the group. What would you say to him at this point on the turn? What would he have to do? What's your obvious answer to Derek?
Well, I hope in retrospect it would be fold.
Yeah, I'm sure it would be. I know how you think. And you and I both have the problem of we don't always play the way we think.
I agree. I think that's a honest
I think we all have that problem.
but correct statement.
It's the
And
same
that is part of the reason that I bring these to the table and part of the reason to have a study group so that we can understand where our leaks are and hopefully work on them.
I
Now,
have a question. When you're sitting in this situation, like, because I do this shit all the time where I know I need to fold and I don't. Um, how are you convincing yourself that you don't have to fold? Like, what's the thought process? Because I did the same thing last night where I convinced myself,
it's
I don't need to fold here.
I don't think, I mean, so the question is emotion versus logic here. A lot of it's just emotion, right? I mean, I'm a tight player. I probably haven't played a hand for 45 minutes, 30 minutes.
And now here you are with a straight, with two straights, so it makes it harder for them to have a straight. I don't want to fold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I need to throw in my straight. This is emotional. This is not,
Does-
this is a lack. I mean, you could argue this is a lack of discipline, frankly.
So is the thought process though like, oh well, maybe they have just another 10. One of them has an ace high flush draw, the other one has 10.
Well, I mean, so the guy was loose, right? And he was doing stupid shit all night, and he was playing 80% of hands. So in my head, I'm like, okay, well, if he's playing 80% of hands, I wasn't thinking about it correctly. He's playing 80% of hands. He could have a lot of bullshit here, and that's just not right because he's
Bullshit. That's
paying
a
what he bullshit. That's a flush, yeah.
Yeah.
So I call, and then he jams, and I finally figure it out, and I fold.
Right.
And
He
he
had
actually had.
bullshit.
This is not true. He had king three diamonds.
Okay.
Jesus.
Okay. I was about to say if this was not, I would have been like, what the fuck is going
How about
on
the other
here?
guy? What
Yeah,
the
this
other
is an
guy?
error. He made king three. He showed his flush, and this guy mucked.
Yeah, gotcha. What I was trying to figure out on the turn is if we have the 10 of diamonds, 10, I'm almost wondering if that's even something we
Wouldn't
should
be loving it.
continue with.
No, I think we can just fold.
I think that I would love to continue to his original bet getting re-raised when I have the 10 of diamonds. I'm not loving it without the 10 of diamonds, but when he re-raises over the top, I'm throwing that shit away really fast, even with the
You
10
know
of.
what? I don't even know if he can. I don't know if I can fold a straight flush draw.
Oh, yeah, well, that's part of why I'm saying with the 10 of diamonds, you can. I mean, I'd fold to the raise because you have one out, which that's exactly problem.
And I think we can continue with if we had queen 10, offsuit, if we somehow had queen 10 offsuit here with no diamond, I think we could probably
Queen 10 of hearts.
continue the turn, right? Because then we're beating like whatever random 10x these guys have. Maybe, but even queen 10 might even be questionable, right?
I'm
Queen
gonna say
ten's
it right now.
questionable.
You guys can all mark this in the history books. When you have queen 10 here, you block one of the tens. How likely is it that they both have a 10 and neither of them?
Right. That's the thing we were talking about was exactly that you would rather that I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
What
Scotty, you still there?
No,
did you-
I'm still here. I was sorry that I just realized I was just completely repeating myself. I don't need to say it again. But I'm
Okay.
going to throw a slightly different wrench in here. That's the 8 of clubs, and this action goes down. So now you're not beaten by diamonds, but you're beaten by the queen 10. Now they are telling you that they have queen 10, and you are making it harder for them to have queen 10. This is a harder laydown, and maybe it's a mistake. This is a harder laydown when the diamonds aren't out there, and the only thing that beats you is queen 10, and you block the hell out of queen 10. But even
Yeah.
then, but even then, when you are right, you get to chop.
Yeah, playing for a chop.
Yeah. And the mathematics of a chop are terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a clear fold.
Yeah.
That's why I brought it. I was pretty upset with myself. I left it shortly after this.
Yep.
All right.
I did the same thing, but I regrouped and played and ended up winning. Pretty pissed out.
There
Well,
we
you
go.
got hands for us today? Because this is my last hand.
I have three hands.
Great.
All right. It's my last hand. I am straddling because everyone else is straddling.
Mhm.
I'm curious if I'm supposed to call this because I am not sure.
Three X with the straddle.
This is yeah. Call it a 3x. Under the gun. I'll give him. I don't think he's gonna have. What's our stacked up?
10-9 calls, yeah.
Deeper. This is wrong. So we're. Well, no, we're 100 big blinds deep with the straddle. We'll call it 100 big blinds. Yeah, we call. We call our implied odds hands here. We even called suited gappers. So I'm in. Hey, this okay. This is interesting hand. So this guy is a
Oh,
regular, and I think you've seen him before, Tabasco guy. Tabasco guy is.
Yes, I remember the name.
Oh, I think I showed you guys this hand.
You know what's hilarious is I have a guy in my room that carries Tabasco as well.
Does he make it his card protector?
No, he has a little tiny Jesus statue thing that he sets up. He brings to the table, he brings like in little different objects and sets them all up in like a pyramid. He's like, these are my lucky things.
Oh,
And
great.
then he doesn't card protect with any of them, but he has like he builds like a whole temple thing and then puts the Jesus on top of it and then puts a blue chip on it and says he's walking on water. It's
Great.
interesting.
Great.
Yeah, very
He is the
interesting.
easiest person to play against. I literally bluff him on 90% of hands and I don't even have to bluff big. If he checks, I put $35 in the pot.
And then you win.
It's all it is.
So he bets. So this guy bets out. Check. What do you, we gonna fast play or slow play this hand?
Fast play.
And hey, real quick recap pre-flop. He raised and you were the only caller in the straddle.
Play.
There is a caller in the small blind. So it's multi-way.
Oh, okay. I missed that multi-way. Okay, cool.
And so we've got unknown with hands here.
This
Me
is
and
this is
Tabasco
great.
guy.
I like the fact that you check this because he's the most likely one to bet, and that's how you can trap the small blind for some more money. Whereas if you bet and he raises correctly or incorrectly, the small blind gets away from everything. So great. He
Okay.
bets, blind folds, time to check raise.
That's a default kind of small bet. And I don't know, in between.
Yeah.
And we raise. We're gonna fast play.
Yay. I like it.
So we raise the 4x, his bet, which is over pot,
Sure.
and then he clicks. So I've shown
So,
players like this before in this pool who love to meet aggression with aggression. Now, he certainly is going to have, I think the ace of hearts is important here. He certainly is going to have, it's very hard for him to have a king high, a queen high flush. But if he does, so what?
not
Nice
bad.
answer.
He did the same thing in position with ace king offsuit king of heart.
Yeah. So the question becomes, what do we do now?
Hmm.
Do we
Is he even
re-raise
allowed to open to that
and run
size?
it, or do we just call?
Yeah, it was 20. It was Larry raised 60 and he went 70 on top of it.
Okay.
Uh
Um,
I'm calling. I'm not shoving.
Yeah, and Larry, so your image is your image like still classic old man coffee?
I play half as many hands as everyone, so it's
And do you think this guy as a regular kind of sees you that way?
yeah, I think he does.
So that's why I wonder if maybe rather than fast playing, it leans a little bit more towards like a call here.
Here,
Yeah. What do you guys think? Like, because Larry's image is, hey, I'm pretty tight and that sort of thing. Like, if he jams here or re-raises, is this guy going to consider folding his king of hearts and queen of hearts and that sort of thing that he's bluffing with or whatever?
which isn't terrible if he does, but
Wait,
yeah. I mean, I think there's some argument for the slow play when I'm perceived as being old man coffee.
Mike, are you talking about a slow play, not even check raising first? Or you're talking about check
Oh,
raising?
no, now
no,
that
no,
it's
no.
gone three bet. Now
Okay,
that it's
good.
gone a three
Okay.
bet.
Okay, good. So Mike is still saying we check raise this.
Oh,
We
okay,
all-
good.
Yes.
All right,
Now-
yeah, because this is
Then it
yeah.
goes over the top. Yeah.
Well, what concerns me is the fact that he just three bet back into the person that he considers the most old man coffee type player.
Yeah. So I'm not in the mood to jam to find out that I'm beat.
Yeah, and I mean, I'd rather just call.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's just call.
I call.
Let's call and see what he does and see if a singleton heart comes on the turn and it slows him down or speeds him up and see what he does now by size.
Now I make an unconventional play
You jam.
Oh, yay.
because I make this play because I side fuck. I don't want to give him a fucking free card, and this is gonna our. I don't know if this is the right play. This might be a mistake. our equity is much more clear now
Yeah.
on this brickish turn. And
Have you-
and our SPR is
Less than one.
less than one. And I decide I don't think I want to give you a free card. I think I want you to
If you donk jam, it's actually fantastic.
I don't jam.
Because he gets terrible odds. He now only has one card to hit his flush if he's sitting here with the ace king of hearts. And if he calls, he's making a mistake. Well, it's a mistake. You're betting 240 into 340. That's 60-ish%. What is that?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
not
he's making a mistake.
call if he calls.
Then
Yeah.
why don't we do it on the flop? Why don't we
Yeah.
just
Well, the only argument for
We got to see
doing it
this
now is that our equity is more clear.
so Mike,
and
now
true.
Mike makes a good
But-
point, though.
but now when if you jam the flop, he will be more likely to call with his king of hearts.
Yeah.
He's going to call you with if you're beaten on the turn, he's going to call you here anyway. So if you're beat on the flop, either way, it doesn't matter there. So
I
go
agree.
on the flop and then let him decide if he wants to. He's going to have two cards to come to play his better flush if that's what he's doing, or he wants to deny equity if he has a set. He'll call on the flop. Now, when you donk jam here, maybe he thinks about folding ace king with the king of hearts or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not sure this is a good play. And I think this is I mean obviously when we live in solvers, we're never making this play. I mean, number one, solver's never jamming. Number two, if it is ever going to have an equity shifting card in term on theory, it's going to be a small bet because you don't want him to fold because you're saying you have the nuts and you don't want him to fold his range. So this is kind of a weird play that I made, and I don't think I like it in retrospect, which is why I'm bringing it.
Well, if you
Essentially,
check
there's an
here,
argument that we only get called by better.
yeah, when you check here, what does he do? Like, so if he obviously doesn't have a flush here. He's unlikely to have all of his flushes that he would
No,
have
he doesn't
should
have a
be
flush
very
here.
strong. He
So
shouldn't really be
Yeah, we're
folding
counting on
that.
him to bluff it when we check.
this feels like an ace with a heart kicker.
let's say that he has ace king of diamonds and he raised you because he thought something about your I don't want to give a free card to a heart. What if he's thinking about about the free card to a heart problem for him?
Yeah.
Your check raise is weird, but I've still got ace king. I didn't raise ace come here with ace king to fold ace king when I flop an ace. And the fact that there's three hearts out there, you might have a heart in your hand. You probably do have a heart in your hand when you do this check raise. So I don't want to give you a cheap turn. So I raise it to 150. And you call me like I expect. If that's his thought, then he is going to bet 239 on the turn for you.
Yeah,
If
you know
that's
what? When we set up this hand by not jamming on the flop, technically we shouldn't be donking. We could donk the river if it goes check check on the
Yeah,
flop,
we have to donk the river. Check.
but when we do just call there, Mike makes good points that we should just be checking here because we call to keep all of his weaker hands in and didn't jam because we didn't want to fold out his ace king that has no heart draw. So we should be checking here and getting a better understanding. One, more information. Two, giving him some rope to continue betting.
Yeah, this is I think quite an error. This is
Right.
me misapplying using a donk that Peter Stain School in CLP uses. This is not really this is a poor play on my part.
Yeah.
I mean, he might call with his ace and king of hearts. I mean, I'm misapplying the principle that donks look weak.
They don't look weak when you
And-
jam.
They don't look after a check raise.
Right.
Yeah, and
When
if
I heard
donks look weak, then I'm still gonna call my king of hearts here, right? Like
Yeah,
if
when I
I
heard-
do this and a king of hearts bluff and he makes this, I still have a naked king of hearts here.
Right. Are
I'd
you
be more
dominant?
likely
Hearts?
to jam the king of hearts.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, this is
And when you got to this turn and you started to say, "This is where I think I made a mistake or something," then I was like, "Oh, maybe he's." I was thinking maybe you were going to do like a little dunk, like you bet 70 here,
yeah,
which is
that's something
like
you're
a
going to see.
B20. And I was trying to think
Yeah,
it through, like maybe that's actually not a bad
Yeah,
play.
because that looks like you're saying, I'd like to see the river for 20, please.
yeah,
Yeah.
that is just true. If you do like a little donk here against a player that might smell weakness,
What is going
especially.
through my head is like it was like, oh well, this goes check check so much after you make that stupid click. I don't want I just said I don't want to go check check. Fuck you, I want
Yeah,
you to pay to see your card. But I think that's just incorrect thinking because
So,
I am folding out all his semi bluffs here.
so assume that the turn was the deuce of hearts now. You're not jamming on the deuce of hearts. We know that. And you
Yeah.
check and he jams. Are you going to fold sometimes to the deuce of hearts?
Yes.
Good. Okay. Right. So that's why you didn't jam the flop. I'm not saying you shouldn't jam the flop, but you didn't jam the flop with the intent of folding to the deuce of hearts and a jam. That was your reason for doing it. And so when the deuce of hearts didn't come and you said this, I was going to jam, so now I'm jamming. That that story makes sense of why you would do that. Doesn't sound like the most profitable way to play the hand, but it is a safe way to play the hand. It's a safer way to play the hand, and so maybe this is fear.
This is nitty. This is
Right.
nitty.
Yeah.
This is a nitty play. This
Right.
is me saying I have more clarity on what my equity is, and I don't want you to see a free card.
Boy, a bet of 39 here is funny. It
Yeah,
really,
that would be
yeah,
interesting. I think the
really is.
conventional play is to check and allow him to continue with his bluffs and his semi bluffs and not be
Yeah.
afraid of the fourth card,
Yeah.
I
which
think
is
a
going
lot
to
of
come in theory
his
at some percentage of the time.
semi bluffs probably slow down though.
And also saying this goes check all the time. This not all the time, but this goes check a lot. Check check a lot. But yeah, this is just a bad play. I think you just call. I think you just check. And if he bets, you can check shove. But
Yeah.
we now are essentially we are now playing face up.
Mhm.
And we are allowing him to get away.
Yeah.
And
You made
we
it
just
easy
have
for
to
him.
accept that sometimes I think that this is going to go check check on turn.
Right.
And whatever happens on the river happens on the river, but we need to this is just some air. It's a blunder. That's why I bring it. I bring the blunders.
Nicely blundered.
Do you
Bring
think
your
this
good
guy
hand
folds two
sometimes.
pair to your jam on the either flop or turn? Like if he has ace six or ace four, would he fold a say? Would he fold that? Would he?
There is a portion of his range which gets sticky here, which is around two pair and maybe ace king, ace queen with the king or queen of hearts. That's a pretty small part of his
Pocket
range.
sixes.
Did his
We're giving it
size,
an opportunity to get away when we've got 80% equity.
did his size on the turn feel like a set to you? It didn't to me.
His size on the flop?
On the flop, yeah, his re-raise size, his three bet size.
I
No,
think
it
a lot of
doesn't.
sets are going to go much bigger.
The click feels like fuck you for raising me. I'm going to re-raise you. And I think sometimes it's not much.
Okay.
I mean, re-raising here is pretty mergy. Like you're going to have whether you have a set of even a set of aces. I don't think you need to go really big.
Okay.
Well, and also his size is mergy, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like if he has a flush,
He's in position. You're probably
Well, if he has so he's most likely flushed as a king high or queen high flush.
mhm.
And I don't think I'd ever re-raise a king or queen high flush here. In a position if I was him.
especially king high. If I'm hanging out, king high just got check raised by a nitty player.
Because your
I'm
most likely
calling.
holdings are going to be sets and two pairs.
and flushes.
Well, I think more likely he's got more combos of sets and two pairs than he has of flushes, does he?
Oh,
Or no?
Yeah, he should. He shouldn't have that many. A lot of his flushes should be the ace high flush.
He's
So he's
got
got a
like,
lot more top pair.
oh, you're talking
yeah,
about
he's got a lot of sets of aces and ace. I think this mostly, frankly, with the size, is ace, king of hearts, ace, queen of hearts, maybe ace, jack of hearts.
and they folded to your jam on the turn. Okay.
And so, yeah, and so I am now giving him an opportunity to get away, which is a mistake.
I don't think I don't know. A lot of players that I play with these sticks are never folding ace king with the king of hearts.
Yeah.
Maybe ace queen.
Yeah, I mean, if he's got like, then this is a great play, right? Because he's gonna a lot of people are gonna call and not and gamble with the ace and the queen. They're gonna say pair plus draw. I'm not folding.
Th-
That's what's hard to figure out about it is because a lot of the time on this board, I mean, do they really check? Do they re repop it, three bet it whenever they have the nut flush draw and top pair? I think a lot of the time they're probably just gonna call there with that.
Ari's got a bluff, right? And he's just like,
Yeah.
I think you're full of shit.
right. And you
Give me
didn't,
some of
and
this.
you definitely made it easy for him to play his bluff when you jammed.
Yeah, and that's why this is a mistake, right?
I think so.
Like, Solver never does this because he's got a healthy amount of bluffs that he's going to make this. Anytime Solver makes any play, it's got bluffs.
Yeah.
But
So this Tabasco guy is one of the guys that responds to aggression with more aggression.
I haven't really. It does. There's not that many check raises and races in this game, so
Yeah.
I don't have a big enough sample size.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hmm.
my play is pretty rare in this game.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is my thought was you're gonna call off a portion of your range, but this doesn't make sense. Really, my thought was I'm just so tired of giving people letting him check back here and realize his equity is what my thought was.
Okay. So
But I don't think it's a good play.
I'll remind you of one thing, and then we're going to do something to this hand, which is we know that we know that the thing that Jonathan and Mark both talk about is how there's more money to be made by selling risk rather than protecting yourself from risk. You came to the poker table. You didn't come.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, we talked about this before. It's a great concept.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah. So in limit poker, it's all about charging people for draws. And in no limit, when people are playing with a right amount of bluffs, it's about it's about collecting from their bluff. You know,
Yeah.
so that is you have made you've simply made it easy for him to play correctly with a large amount of his range. So that's always problematic. And you are trying to reduce you're trying to reduce your variance here.
Yeah,
As
this is a
opposed
neat
like-
this is me knitting up a little
Yeah.
bit.
So now let's do this exercise. Larry, so Mike and Brian, I want you to both play this hand from the flop to say how you're going to play it against the action, and if it's an action that doesn't happen here, I'm going to tell you what the guy does. So everybody's going to play this hand now. So Mike, you're first because you're not muted. Oh, Brian's not muted either, but Mike's first. How do you want to play?
Like, so it's on us right now?
Yeah, right here. You called the flop.
Raise, and I'd like go Larry's size, maybe even to 100.
Okay, sounds good. You bet. You do that. He raises you.
And now here's where I'm like really thinking, and this is why I can't think why I asked Larry, if this guy kind of pictures him as this old man coffee knit guy,
Right.
is I think we should be fast playing versus this mergy size. I think we should be re-raising. However, like I said, maybe he thinks Larry's just not doing this without a flush, and he will fold a set, or he will fold two pair, or he
Right.
will fold ace king, right? If that's the case, then call. But otherwise, I think we should just fast play now.
Right. And your fast play is just jam, right? That's the size. You're not doing some back.
Right, because we can't do anything else.
Yeah.
If we raise if we click it, we are going to raise it to 220.
Yeah.
Like we're going to be putting 220 to go, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I think maybe we just jam.
Okay. So you're jamming there. So you're jamming there a lot. All right. Brian, what are you doing?
Um, I would consider donking this flop is what I would do. Um, because when we donk here,
I
he's
like
got a
that
lot of
option too.
he has a lot of aces in his range, and we don't want them to fold, and we also give him a chance to blast off. But when we donk, we just reduce our fold equity here. Because if I was going to check raise, my check raise size is going to be way bigger than 80. It's going to be like 125 to 140-ish, just because I don't know that I go to large sizes when people are not capable of folding. Um, but so we check here. See, that's why I'd like to donk
Okay.
because when he,
So you're gonna donk. What size are you gonna donk? Pot's
I'm
46.
gonna I'm gonna donk like 40.
40. Okay. So you're gonna donk pot. All right.
Yeah.
He's gonna call, and the other guy's gonna fold. That's what's happening.
hmm
Okay? Now you're on the turn.
So we're on the turn and we got
And the pot's 20. There's 120 in the pot.
120 in the pot. And then I would be thinking, okay, so when we donk and he just calls, he's got a lot of ace X that when no more hearts come out are still gonna call. And he has a lot of flush draws that aren't going anywhere. So I'm gonna donk bigger now. I'm not gonna donk, I'm gonna continue to bet, and I'm gonna bet like 150 into it.
Okay. So the pot's 120. You bet 150. You've put in from your stack here. So you've put in 190. So you have 200 left. So you're just gonna go bet to the
Yep,
river. Okay.
yep.
All right. Sounds good. And here's what I'm gonna do.
I also don't hate a check raise. It's just
Yeah.
I don't
Yep.
want tons of folds from it
All right.
either. But there's the check raise isn't bad because there's a lot of shit that can call. It's just that,
Yeah.
you know, when you check, I'm gonna check raise to a bigger size so I can play a two-street game and get the money in on the turn.
Yeah. Okay.
I like the donk the flop option too, but I wouldn't donk pot. I would go like half pot.
Okay.
Okay. Here's how.
Because I think pot may scare him from from raising you. Like whereas if you go small, he might think, okay, let's raise him.
One more
Well, I
point on
think
the
that so
donk,
when I
which is interesting, is that Peter stay in school and CLP guy would, I think, donk here sometimes because donks look weak.
yeah.
He's not donking here with anything but top of range. But he's going to dunk here because it looks weak, it looks fishy, but
Mhm.
it's the opposite. It's a nutted hand.
Okay.
So I think donk is interesting.
Okay. Here's how I'm going to play it. I am going to check raise the flop, and my reason is because I want the bet to come from the initial better, and to trap the guy in the between when I get lucky, and he calls.
Guy in between's already folded out.
Yeah, no, but before
Yeah,
that,
Oh.
that's why I
Uh,
didn't. When I donk,
Donk.
it's easy. This makes it easiest for the small blind to do his folding, especially if the initial raiser raises, even though my hand is strong. So I get to. That's that's why. So I checked here when he folded. I raise, and I'm going to raise to the 80 or 100 that Larry did. Then this guy's going to re-raise me, and I'm going to call. I'm not going to jam. So
All
I
right.
call here. Okay.
I have a quick question.
The
Do
turn.
we think that on the flop the population is going to be playing aggressively with a lot of their aces?
We think they're betting all their aces.
Okay.
We think they're betting aces, that they're afraid to let a heart come off.
Sorry, I have some weird passive players that I'm like
There might be.
I don't want this to check through.
Yeah. Okay. So there we go. So I check and he raised me and I call. The deuce of clubs comes. I check. What does he do, Larry? What happens?
He is. So what is he going to do when you check him?
Yep. What happened? What's he going to do? I check.
He's either going to check back, or he's going to bet. Probably, let's see. He's going to bet probably around well, he might jam.
I'm
That's
gonna
really the
call.
only size here.
He jams. I call.
It's really the only size here that he should use in theory is jam or check.
If he jams, I call. If he
And he-
bets, okay. So we got that.
So really, yeah, he's really considering the SPR. I think he's really only got a jam or check, right?
Okay. So I check, and if he jams, I call him. If he so let's take the other line. He checks behind, and the river comes. And what's the river?
Let's make it easy. Let's make, what's the most interesting card here without a heart? Most interesting card without a heart is a repeat ace. It's the ace of clubs.
I jam.
Yeah. Okay, now what about a heart? Let's give it a 10 of hearts.
Which, 10 of hearts. I call the floor.
Sorry, Jack of hearts.
Jack of hearts. Oh, I like the jack of hearts. That's good. I would have preferred the king of hearts, but I like the jack. I check.
Okay. And he jams?
I hate my life, and 2, 3, 4, jack of hearts, king, queen, 2, 3, 4. Last night I called. I called with the jack of hearts last night when it was beaten by the king and the queen because the ace of hearts was on the board. I call.
Yeah,
Okay.
but having the Jack of Hearts really eliminates a lot of his winning hands too.
Yeah, I call the jack. I call with the jack.
Because you think about it, King Queen, King Jack, Queen Jack. There's three combos of those bigger suited. If he doesn't have like King 8.
Except none of those check the turn. I'm looking at his singleton combos where the king of heart. That's ace king ace. I'm looking at ace.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That adds a lot more combos that
Yeah,
you lose to
yeah.
then.
I just like the jack because it's one more of the ones that he repped. But I really like the king. On the king, I call instantly. On the jack,
Yeah.
I think I call. I think I call with a jack.
Okay. Yeah. I think your way of playing would be the conventional way of playing this.
Yeah.
Which is
I'm
check turn. Probably goes check check. Goes check check a lot after I call his weird clicky bet, and then we just jam turn.
Yeah.
Jam flop on sorry, jam river rather.
Yeah.
On a safeguard.
Right.
Which is the safeguard's gonna come 15% of the
Most of the
85, 90% of the
Right.
time.
That's the thing about it, which is that I'm miserable. By the way, make it a low heart. Make it the 8 of hearts or the 7 of hearts, and he does it. Then I'm going to fold.
Yeah.
It was just the
Yeah,
jack.
there are some cards. Yeah, this is nitty on my part. This is a nitty play, and I don't like it. And this is just not. This is not the most profitable option.
Right, and I agree.
So, I mean, you were nice when you said it's the safest option. It is the safest option, but really, it's the nitty option, and this is not the most profitable option.
Yeah, and Brian and Mike's your line, Brian and Mike's line, keeps you from this hellish river that I didn't want to be in here. That's absolutely true.
But that's not good poker.
But I don't say that my line is the best, but what I do say is, though, there are 5 hearts visible right now. If he has one of them, that's 6. So there are only 7 outs that put me in this spot.
Maybe a paired board, but not really.
Ah,
So, yeah.
Board. I just lose all my money to a full house. I'm jamming.
So, I mean, he does have full houses here around
Yes.
6s and aces when he does this, but
Yeah, he does.
so, yeah, I think we don't make the creative play, which I like here is, I think the donk,
The donk
which
on
Brian
the donk,
came up with.
the donk on the river.
On the
donk
flop.
The donk
the
on
flop.
flop.
Yeah. They're just
But not to,
I just think you
I
can get
don't
all
think
the
I'd
money
get to
in
do
by
the
the
size
river.
as you are.
can.
I mean, our SPR is what? No, it's like 6, not that much.
Yeah.
You can
So,
get-
so, but I like the donk, and I like the donk because it doesn't look like what it is to most
So
to a regular player, to a rig. A donk does not look like your top
think
of
it-
range.
I think a donk looks like you're scared and you don't want a heart.
So Larry, play out the donk line, but with your sizes, not Brian's sizes. So
So I think a donk line here.
you're going to donk 20, right? 20, 15, something like that.
Yeah, I think a donk is like $20,
Okay, so let's just
and then whatever Geo is after that.
All right, let's see what those
and
are.
then it's just like pure geometric.
Right. So you donk for 20. He calls, pots 80, and you've got 360 left.
Yeah, you
Pots-
might get a third call too,
You might.
Yeah.
That'd be great. That
or
makes
a
you
second call.
So
I mean.
80, 360, 80, 162. So 4.
4
So
to
then
1.
we go and then we go half pot, half pot.
Okay. There you go. Totally reasonable sizes. Not too hard.
But I think that's maybe a play we should think about. I think that's I think it's a play that doesn't look as strong as it is.
Mhm.
Tell me if I'm smoking crack, but I think the donk here.
I personally would be scared if somebody donked to my size
Yeah,
in
yeah.
my game.
I think we go. Yeah, I think we go, and then when we get the SPR 4 on turn, we go half pot, half pot. We bet smooth slash geometric, and it just doesn't look like you have a flush. Most people aren't going to donk a flush here. I think the secret sauce that
It looks
Peter's
like
talking about here is that he's only pulling out this crazy donk shit when we just have nuts.
Does look weak.
it doesn't look like a flush until the river bet. I mean, the flop and the turn bet look like an 8, like a scared ace.
So when you
Yeah,
go,
and
so if you go,
the hope is that he's come
Great.
along. He's making a sunken cost fallacy mistake,
Right.
and your bet is less than pot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think there is a creative avenue, if you would, to make that play. But anyway, those are my hands.
All right.
I'm gonna pass it back to whoever wants to.
Nice. Got anything for us, Mike?
No, I haven't played in over 2 weeks almost.
Okay.
I'm gonna step
Then
away, guys.
I
That's
will.
why I've been missing the last couple of weeks too. We just did a move, so
Okay. Where'd you move to?
just across town. I live in Charlotte, so we moved like 40 minutes away.
he moved into a room at the casino so he can play full time.
Yeah, right. I wish.
There was an apartment open across the street from the Oaks, and I just thought at one point, I go, should I move here and be a poker player and live in a little apartment across the street? All right, here we go. Let's just look at some hands that are marked.
Brian
Right.
has some hands too, I think.
Oh, I thought Brian did his hands. Oh, you got something? Oh, Brian, go.
Oh yeah, I have hands.
Yeah, let's see what you got.
I only have 3, but
Here are your 3. That might even be our perfect time.
so let's talk about how poorly I played these hands.
I'm ready.
All right. We have Ace Jack offsuit from MP.
Check. All right.
Um, I open here,
Good.
and now I believe I get called by the biggest fish at the table. Guy's kind of drunk. He doesn't know what's going on. We've had to tell him like 15 times that if you're gonna bet and you put chips across the line, you have to announce your bet. You can't put chips and then grab more chips and then grab more chips.
Right.
He doesn't know what's going on either. Like he keeps losing hands and he's like, wait, how did I lose? And it's like that's a
Right.
straight. So he's a big fish.
Yeah.
So he calls.
He is
He
a-
is the one that I want to be in pots with. And he's got a lot of money in front of him, decent amount of money in front of him for a fish. So we flop top pair with a solid kicker. This hits my range of just going of betting, big better check.
Yeah.
But then he donks into me. So when he donks, this is, usually not any strong hands. This is flush draws and marginal hands at best, weak aces generally.
Bad aces,
That
some queens and flush draws. Yeah.
which I'm still trying to figure out this. Like, you guys talk about, I don't really know the knuckle strategy, so I'm not 100% sure on what you're supposed to do. But I know that so a lot of the time when this happens, if they donk and then they miss the turn, so say they have a draw and they miss, they're not going to continue betting. A lot of the time when they donk and hit the turn, now they start to bet and use bigger sizes, and it kind of really clarifies how strong their hand is because all their marginal hands check whenever the flush comes in, and all their marginal hands and all their marginally made hands check when the flush comes in, and then stop betting on basically most turns in general, and then they continue to bet whenever they make their hand. So I just call here
Good.
because one portion of his range can't call my raise and the other portion can. Um, but then we want to get more information.
Mhm.
I think a big portion can call your raise if you did raise, but yeah.
That's true. I agree with you because I mean, if we look at it like that, his queens, yeah, they might bet, and we're not going to get a lot of money out of them. That's kind of what I've been trying to figure out. This is something I've been looking at a lot recently, is how I want to play these hands when they're announcing that their hand isn't that strong, and I have a hand that I want to put more money in the pot with. So a lot of the time I revert to calling the flop and then starting to add money on the turn.
I think
Mhm.
that's good. Oh,
Yep.
Mike, you were
So now he continues, which now makes me think this is a lot of weak ace X, and he takes the same exact size. So this is weak ace X and some queen X, I think, when he takes the same exact size and does very, it's just very weak. But
and this is some
I
flush draws. This is some flush draws setting a price.
I agree. So now it's time to go for more money. Because generally with this hand, if they took normal sizes, I would just call, because I don't think
Yeah.
this hand is super strong and wants to call a ton of aggression with. But when they take this small size and take the small size again, we got to start getting more money in the pot. Because this is not what I would bet the turn with. I can tell you that. So,
Mike, one
uh,
question. Nuffle here is just a call, right? And I understand why Brian doesn't want to just call this size, but
Yeah, Nuffle is with this hand and this hand class, it would
Mhm.
be a call. In pure Nuffle form, you would raise like if you had overpair and or better. And if you had trips, you'd adjust your size on how much you raise. But I think given what he said about this particular opponent, I think you could almost classify this hand as worthy enough to raise.
And I
But
would do.
yeah,
Oh,
but classic Nuffle would call.
and here's how I would adjust Nuffle for this in my mind, which is if he had bet 30, 30 or more, I would have just
I
called
can
the
just
big
call. Yeah.
right. But because this was so small, I would consider this is the same as a check. And Nuffle, and against a check, Nuffle bets a third pot here, right? Whether
Correct.
right. So
Yep.
so this bet needs to be a third of the existing pot, so the pot is 66 after he did that 66 get counted or got counted. Okay. So actually this is close to enough. I might just call. But my raise here is going to be small. If I raise here, it's
Mine
going
is
to be
not.
okay, good.
So basically, so my reasoning here is that I think that there's a lot of inelastic hands still, and that
Mhm.
I beat a lot of the inelastic hands. Like there's a lot of weak ace X that is much weaker than mine that's going to call. I don't think any of his two pair hands continue for this tiny little size. So I think I have the best hand here a lot, and all of his flush draws aren't going anywhere.
Yeah.
So let's just put more money in the pot. So I raised to 65.
Okay.
He calls. Now we get to the river, and he does it again. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, I think I have the best hand, but what the hell is going on right now? I'm so confused. And I raise again because I'm like, this is just not the size I'm not letting people pay the minimum
Yeah.
against me. I'm here to make the minimum and I'm here to make the maximum and they make the minimum against me. That's
Yeah.
the goal. That's how we make money. So I re-raise again to 100 now.
Mhm.
I would have jammed. Just based on your description of this player, I would have just put it in.
Yeah, and I agree with you because I think all of his aces aren't going anywhere. So if he just is going to call off with all of his aces, I should just be putting all the money in. But also, and this is a flaw in the process of, okay, well, we need to think about what's his. I was more stunned by anything. Like I was
Yeah.
not thinking in my
What's
normal
his range?
process.
Yeah. What's his
That was
range?
the,
No hands. He has
I
no hands
didn't,
in this range. Yeah.
exactly. That was the problem is that I didn't think he has hands that will call all in and he has hands that will call nothing.
Hmm.
So let's just put all the money in. He folds, but. So he had a hand that it could. He most likely didn't have an ace because I don't think he's ever laying down an ace. He just doesn't seem like the player. But maybe he did lay down an ace. I don't know. I was so confused the whole time because the guy was like falling around drunk basically the entire time. He would like it's on you, and he'd be like sitting there just like staring at the board and like falling over, and then would just grab $15 and throw $15 in. And I was like, what the fuck is going on right now? But I was just wondering because I want to talk about adjustments
Had a queen.
for
Maybe just had a
with
queen in every, and on every street he thought a queen is worth $15.
yeah, I have no idea. I have no clue what was going on. But I didn't like my thought process on the river of well, I agree with Mike that his aces are likely going to call a shitload of money, so let's just put all the money in, and all of his misdraws aren't going to call anything. So yeah, just put all the money in. I think that's the best line. But the more of what I want to talk about is not as much of this is playing against this type of shit because I've been trying like I hate these situations where I want to build like I want more money in the pot and I'm playing weird because I know against donks it's weak usually. So against a donk, I'm trying to figure out how to build pots against players when they have a weak range, when their hand's not strong, but I want to put more money in. And I feel like this is probably I think is there merit in like here when they donk, there's a lot of like Mike said, there's a lot of shit that can call a raise right now.
Mhm.
And normally I probably wouldn't raise this hand most of the time. So if I was out of position and I checked and somebody bet 15, I'd probably just call. I'm probably not gonna raise. But when they donk into me and tell me I have a weak hand and I'm sitting here with a hand that's just got upgraded basically to a premium that wants to play for a lot of money, then I think I need to be raising here. Or am I eliminating a lot of his hands when I do that? I think there's enough strong hands in his range that can call a raise here and then can call and will call down.
You're getting so much information from his turn size.
That's true. That's the other reason I don't like
It's
to do it is
really
because I like to understand because one donk doesn't always mean weakness until the turn. When I see what they do on the turn, that's when I really understand where they're at.
because let's say that he donks for 15, you call, and on the turn, I'll give you the size. He bets 45 here.
Now I'm
You
just
don't,
calling.
yeah, you're just calling.
Yeah.
So you are getting something from your flop call as opposed to your flop raise.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so that's something I've run in. I think I brought hands like this before. Like there was a hand where the guy had the flush, and I wanted to raise off because I think that he had marginal hands and draws that can call. And then on the turn when the flush came in, he continued betting, and I said that was the hand where I said I am with 99%
Yeah,
certainty that he has a flush here
yeah,
because all of his marginal hands check when the flush comes in,
yeah. Your queen
and the
jack.
only thing that continues is his flush
Yeah.
draws that got there. But yeah, I don't know. I think these are interesting. These weird donk bets and how to play against them. It's not like difficult to, I think it's kind of difficult because you're in the position where you want to build the pot. They're telling you they don't have anything strong. How do we build the pot?
Yeah. And I was on, like I'm Team Nuffle, like all the way. Like incorporate it, like it's hugely profitable. In this case, I think I would deviate because the way you kind of describe this guy is just drunk and just, a total, like I would deviate to my ace jack there was like kind of the nuts almost. And
Yeah, it's play for
like,
stacks now. It's
yeah,
like,
So
even
Mike,
though Knuffle, classic Knuffle says that hand class, you just call and continue that way. I was like, oh, against this player, just exploit and just go for it.
so when did you raise, Mike? Did you raise the flop, the turn, or the river? Or
No, I'm saying that I'm definitely like, I feel like you could like
right? No, that's what I'm saying. When you
deviate.
deviated from Nuffle, let's play this out,
Oh,
not
the
the nuts,
flop.
but the Mike way. Okay, so
Just
you're
deviate on the flop.
just raise the flop.
Yeah, just raise the flop.
Okay.
that's what I want to do, but I also really like what Scotty says about how much information I get from the turn because donks almost always are weak, but there is a portion of the time that donk is a very strong hand that now tells me how strong it is on the turn, and that's when I can start to extract value from it.
Yeah.
Now, here's the reason. Here's the argument against that for this particular player. You said he's been betting just 15 all the time. It's just what he bets on other
I
hands.
mean, I don't know. I don't know. This was just this hand was just drunk and
Yeah.
wasn't really paying attention. Just throw $15 in at random.
Right.
Basically, it
Right.
seemed.
But I'm saying you saw how he played on the hand before and after and like that. If this guy is not going to give you information, he's just going to throw in chips. Then you don't need the information. And it's just what's the order of getting most chips in. I have a good ace.
Well, he did flop top set, and that was played very differently.
Right. Okay.
So that's the most information I have is that he flopped top set and he put a lot of money in very quickly.
All right. So
So
there you go. Then I think then the call is making more sense. There is information to be gleaned on the turn.
okay,
Yeah.
all right, yeah. I don't know. I thought this was just a weird one.
Right.
Oh,
And
and
assume
here's my worst hand.
for a second, by the way, on that last hand, assume that what he had was a weak queen. He had a queen with, let's say, I'm going to give him exactly king of diamonds, queen of hearts. That's what he has. He has king of diamonds,
Mhm.
queen of hearts. You want to get a ton of money in against that hand, but you may not be able to. This may be
Mhm.
the most money you can get in against king of diamonds, queen of hearts.
Yeah, that's true. And I think it's like what
Yeah.
which I don't think I played wrong against, except for on the river, that queen hand I'm probably not getting a lot of money from in general. So let's just target the aces because most of his hands can't call a raise.
Yeah.
And we're not going to get a lot of money from them. So let's just target the strongest hands that are
Oh,
unlikely to fold
call it.
and just put all the money in.
Yep.
Yeah, but he like snap. I don't even know if he knew what the hell was going on. He was like out of turn betting. He had no clue what was
Right.
going on. So, oh God, I don't even want to show this hand.
Hey, let's do it. Okay.
Punt.
So this
Yeah.
so the ace queen is a bit aggressive against the first position
Mhm.
here. The ace queen actually does some folding against the first position, and
Yeah, it's
with
almost
the
pure fold. Yeah.
right, and with the other caller in there, it makes it more juicy, but it's not more, but it's still not a great raise against that early a call.
To
Okay,
be honest, I might be playing too aggressively pre-flop with three bets.
right, okay,
It's not it could be a problem in my
yeah,
game that I might need to
all right,
Yeah, and I
adjust
think it
to.
also depends on what you think this player under the gun here is raising. Like,
yeah.
is he loose? Is he tight?
I
And
this guy was
does he have a positional? Is he positional,
I
or
don't
does he
think he's
just have a?
positional. I think he has raising hands and calling hands,
If he has
or
raising
raising
hands and
hands and
calling
limping
hands,
hands.
ace queens. If he all he has is raising hands and calling hands, then ace queen is a three bet hand.
Um, I don't think he was positionally aware. He specifically was saying I'm a donkey.
Yeah,
He was like actively like I'm not a good player, and he wasn't a good player. He played most hands, and I hadn't gotten to see what his raising range looked like, exactly what that is, but I knew that his limping range was a bunch of bullshit. So
Um,
this is
it,
generally going to be a stronger hand, which
yes,
makes me like this less.
yes,
I don't know. The way you described them, I think I like your raise more now.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm also perceived. I mean, at that table, I was perceived, dude, I'm perceived as 20 different things at that room. I'm perceived as the most loose and aggressive player, and then I'm perceived as well, perceived as aggressive all the time, but perceived as super tight or super loose. I don't know why. Some people think I'm just full of shit, and some people think I'm the tightest person on the planet.
Yeah, like
Um,
Scotty said, if you think he's raising the same range there as he is if he was in the hijack or the cutoff, yeah, for three bet for sure.
yeah.
okay, so we get
And then
the call.
the extra call in between it makes it even juicier. So that's great. Okay, so now the hand should be easy to play.
So I have an interesting idea in this situation, as this goes
Oh,
against most things.
so much for easy to play.
Well, no,
Yeah,
it's not bad.
I'm in position, which is nice.
It's in position. Yeah,
I really couldn't get a beat on
right.
this guy, and from what I did know is when he I'll explain. I mean, I guess I should
Yeah,
explain it now because it makes my
yeah.
me this look even worse than what I already did.
I like.
So when I explain now is that every time he showed down, he had the nuts and he folded a lot of strong hands from what I could tell from what he said. Like he said, oh, fold like he got pissed off. He folded top two in a pot where the guy had a straight, which is a good fold, and then of course on the river he would have boated up and he was pissed off. But so this makes everything even worse. So get ready. Um, so he checks. It checks to me. And this is something that I want to like, I'm thinking about incorporating from when I'm final position in pots. I don't know. What gives me, I want to understand like what do I want to do here a lot of the time. is, I mean, like I think I'm probably theoretically supposed to check here a lot because I have showdown value. And I mean, I have a gutter and showdown. It's not terrible. Um, but two overs in the gutter, showdown. But I'm considering like doing a lot of really tiny raises and three bet pots with my low equity draws to get them
Raises,
to raise off their very strong hands.
raises or bets?
Like bets
Okay,
here.
bet. Okay, go on. Okay.
Like when I'm in action, like not from middle, not like
Yeah.
if it's a multi-way three bet pot, I don't want to be in the middle putting in a raise with a hand like this. But when I'm in position and I'm playing a three bet pot, I'm considering putting in like these really tiny raises to get more information because they're more likely to slow play a lot of their nutted hands in these spots.
Mhm.
So I want to get that information early so that I can use it.
You're talking about
But then
like
again, I also,
betting like
what's up?
45 here. You're talking about betting
I was
45,
gonna bet like 30.
30.
Like 30, because like what I mean, if you got any sets or queens or anything like that, it's getting they're raising that. They have to raise them. They don't have to, but a lot of players are gonna raise them if they check flop.
Okay.
And a lot of players check to me often because I'm like pretty aggressive and tend to bet a lot. So my biggest problem is when people try to trap me when I'm playing. Because if they are a thinking player, they see that I put in a lot of money very often when I play hands. And whether it's a bluff or not,
Yeah.
they tend to try to use that to their advantage,
Yeah.
from what I can tell.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not thinking that much. Maybe they think, oh, I flop good hand, I check and then raise. But
I'm
so
confident. I'm confident this hand can. I'm confident this hand can bet.
that's just I checked here, but I was
Yeah.
it's an idea I'm messing with of
Yeah.
doing more betting from in position, even when we're multi-way and three bet pots,
Right.
to just get a better understanding of get them to raise off their very strong hands whenever they're trying to slow play. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So I C betting here is fine. We're talking about C betting. So
Yeah.
um I think the one adjustment we make is we think that their three bet calling range is a lot wider than it should. Like they should be like the ETG should probably be folding 65% of hands here.
You should be.
Hmm.
60% of what should already be a very tight range. But we know his range is a lot looser to start with. And then B, we know his calling range to your three bet is a lot looser than to start with. So if we put those two together, I think that makes C bet here better.
Yeah, and that's what we looked at in that custom solve as well, is that you're
Yeah,
just I don't like it as much from out of position because I don't think it incentivizes them to fast play as often, but from
I
in
agree.
position, I like it a
Out of
lot
position
more.
is a different story. Yeah, in position, I think you get C bets here.
Yeah, and I think that I should be C betting. I mean, when it's multi-way, I play a lot differently than I do heads up. Like heads up, I'm
Which you
much more
should,
willing.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I get much more aggressive heads up than I do multi. Multi-way, I'm much more like let's figure out. Let's not go too crazy here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but something like I only really like it from when I'm in position, even multi-way. Like I want to be very abs the last person to act, obviously, and that would be the only time I would consider doing it with, a two overs and a gut shot, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I don't do that, but it's something I don't know, I'm just trying to think a lot about ways to play better,
So I like, yeah,
obviously.
like 40 or $50 here. And when they've got a very large starting range and a way too large three bet calling range, I think it's more effective than it's pretty effective.
Hmm. Okay. So then we pick up top pair,
Yay.
not yay.
Not yay. It was yay until that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he bet pot, essentially, right?
Yeah,
Close to
pretty
pot.
close. I mean,
Yeah.
this is a
So
significant size, is what
yeah.
matters. This
So
is the large size.
we're still drawing nuts. And
Oh, I'm not folding yet, but
yeah, this kind of sucks though.
I hate where I'm at right now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm,
Your outs are really dirty, except
Yeah.
for like two kings, right? Like,
Right. Well, no, three
Yeah,
kings.
3 kings.
Or
King of hearts is fine.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, 3 kings.
Three kings. And the problem is your hand is so face up when that king comes.
Yeah,
True.
so I call here. I'm already not loving it,
Nope.
but I'm also trying to think of what the hell's happening right now because he checks the flop.
Yeah, what is his range here?
You have to fold. You have to fold to a jam on on a blank river, right? For 250, and that's terrible.
I think you're completely correct that I
Yeah,
have to.
I hate that.
Who knows if I actually do it?
Mm,
Um,
I don't.
so I'm sitting here. I'm not loving it already. We call and we get blank river. So I want to think about like this is what I want to think about though is his range here. So what the hell gets here? I mean, I think that there's queens that get here that didn't bet the flop, now bet the turn. I think that there's possibly stuff like queen jack because I 3 bet pre. They're not going to go anywhere with 2 face cards. And now they pick up 2 pair and the board is now wet and they want to get the money in. So. They put 115. I think there's a lot of hands. I think at minimum it's top pair or better.
Yeah, you're losing to all kinds of 2 pair combos. You have 12 combos of ace king. They could have 8 9. Yeah, this is
That's the other thing I'm not even talking about was that a lot of players underplay ace king pre-flop. They don't play ace king as aggressively as they're supposed to usually. So
So I wouldn't give him 12 combos of ace king, but I would
because
give
you think he'd
some,
re-raise
some of them.
some of those combos.
Yeah, some of them raised, some of them four bet.
so here's a caveat to this player is this player says I hate playing jacks and I never raise jacks because blah 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 whatever. That's the type of player I think isn't going to re-raise ace king.
All right, then there's at least 12 ace kings out there.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Right.
another thing that's going through my head
At
is
least 12. I was saying I believe that there's at least four. I don't think they're not existent, but I was going to downplay them. But you just told me that he has jacks and ace king here. By the way,
yep.
he's jacks here also.
hmm
So
So
so therefore he has
I'm
kings.
I call, and we all know what's happening. And I'm sitting here
Can we
just
guess
like,
combos?
um,
I'm gonna guess Jack 10 off.
I'm gonna guess
well,
Queen Jack. That's my
what are you
guess.
gonna guess, Scotty?
Queen 10.
You guys are all wrong. Um,
Okay. Pocket four jacks. Of course it's jacks.
Oh,
We told you it was jacks. Of course it's jacks.
and this is why I asked you earlier, Larry, is how you convince yourself to call because I just wanted to hear like I think we might be in a similar boat of I'm sitting here. The dumbest thing I could possibly think is, well, I was literally sitting here like, does he do this with ace queen as well? Because I was like, I think he gets here with ace queen very easily. And then I'm like, oh, what am I gonna play for a chop? And then even if I'm playing for if at best I'm chopping, why the hell am I calling?
Right. So here's how I'm trying to get this right. And I'm not doing it, but I'm trying. So go back to before you made the call and before you made the bet. Back. All right. So now, when he puts in 250 here, I do the thing we all do, which is I look at the size of the pot and what I have to call and how often I have to be right, right? We all do that. This
Yeah,
is the thing I'm trying to do. What's the size of the mistake that I've made so far? If I'm wrong, how big a mistake have I made so far? It is I've made 100 and let's see, I rate your initial raise was to 60. Is that right?
yeah, pre-flop.
Okay,
16 and I called 150. I put
you made
210 in.
60, so 210. So you made a $210 error when you make an error here. I'm not claiming whether that's how much you've put in is 210. And now you're hemming and hawing about another 250. That's more than the mistake is already. That's more than double the mistake. And I'm trying to see that as my way of getting myself to fold when I need to.
Well, it's not double the mistake. It's just the mistake with $40 more.
Right. That's what I mean. Yeah, but I've made my mistake more than twice as big.
Yes, yes,
I
that's
turned,
true.
I turned a $210 mistake into a $460 mistake.
And the worst part is that on the turn, I was already like, fuck. Like this is not good. I was like, this is I want to fold, and then I call off the river. I was like, this is just not
Yep.
this size. Just never.
Yeah.
It's I feel like it's a mistake to fold because I have three outs or whatever, and I have top pair, but fuck, it's not a spot that I'm liking at all when this happens, and I'm pretty confident this player is just under bluffing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, I don't think this is
So
bluff. We never, none of us put him on a bluff here.
the only thing is like, is
No.
he valuing king queen or ace queen too highly? Probably not when they always put you on ace king and ace king just binked a straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Think about all these combos right now. Like, so if we were all kind of picking, a hand to guess, but think about all the value hands he has here. He has 12 combos of ace king. He has how many combos of sets here? We have one combo of queen,
Tens, jacks, queens.
three
Reduce.
tens, three. So that's seven combos of sets, assuming he doesn't have 3-3.
Yeah.
Seven combos of sets, combos of two pair. We've got queen jack, queen 10, and 10 jack. That's about
All suited, so that's only six. So six of
yeah,
those.
assuming they're only suited.
Yeah.
Yeah, like about seven maybe.
Yeah. There's just
That's just a shit. And then we haven't included 8-9. We haven't included king 9.
Yep,
And so what is he bluffing with?
nothing.
Nothing.
what do we beat?
Maybe you're
What do we
chopping
beat
with
that he's
ace queen.
overvalued?
He binks ace queen and he thinks this is good and he's going with it. And then you're chopping.
What? Yeah.
Yeah,
What's another hand that he can get here easily with? King,
Oh,
queens of diamonds. So
that's
those are the
the
hands.
only other thing.
Those are the hands we beat, and out of all those hands, that's it. King, queen makes sense.
Yep. And this is like, and normally we'd be like, oh, well, this is a polarizing bet. This is not a polarizing bet from a player that's under bluffing, especially not in a three bet
No, it's
pot.
just a strong
and
bet.
This is linear. This is strong. This is strength.
he's free
So
rolling ace queen of diamonds.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You
not
beat
good.
when you say what do I beat that he's overvaluing? It's king, queen.
King Queen. That was the only hand I was sitting here thinking, and I was like, and then of course I convinced myself to call, but as I'm calling, I'm sitting here like, oh my gosh, he never has King Queen here. King Queen never plays this way when a more passive player that only gets in with the nuts is always putting on Ace King, and Ace King gets there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm even surprised he went this crazy with jacks whenever it was 10 Jack Queen. So yeah, it was that was unfortunate, and it was bad, but that's okay. You know. And this next hand is very interesting. This guy's insane, complete nut job. Like they were calling him mini tornado the whole time because if he senses any sort of weakness, he's just going crazy,
Right.
and with absolutely nothing, or I mean, usually it wasn't with absolutely nothing. Usually it was like a marginal hand that he would just turn into a wild bluff, but to just start going crazy, and it didn't matter if he's multi-way. It just doesn't matter what the hell's going on. Um. He raises from the small blind to 15, and there's a bunch of people behind me. I have pocket fives. I like a call here. Um,
Because
I was,
there's not another raise coming at this table, and there's
yeah,
going to be a ton of calls.
yeah, unlikely.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna go multi-way with a hand, and it's out of position, but
Yeah.
Boy, I mean, you really gotta be sure that somebody is not just gonna be like, fuck it, whatever. I think this is really loose.
it is a little loose. Um, it's interesting. It's under three bet. Generally, this table is under three betting. Um, but
Here's the thing that I have in favor of your play. You're out of position against four players, but you're in position against the most important one.
mhm.
That counts. If you were out of position against him, then I would really not want to do this because it's so hard to get your money in when you do it against him from out of
Mhm.
position.
Are we more worried about set over set when we have like somebody we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players now?
You're worried about set over
Yeah.
set. I'm not worried about set over set. I want to lose all my money and bring the hand to you guys and go, look at what happened.
Okay,
But yes, Mike. Yes, yes. That's why the deuces, threes, and fours don't do it here. the lowest ones, as you count the sets over sets. But starting at around fives and sixes, it's hard to get set over set over set. All right, here we go.
So we
Well,
get
this
this.
really interesting.
So we get this flop,
Hmm.
and now he c bets for 50. This doesn't mean shit. Like
No,
this could mean a 4, a 3, a
Man,
2.
it
This
really should mean something though. Like if you think, oh, just because you're of the player class. Yeah, I got
yes,
you.
this literally means nothing.
yeah.
But the number one thing I'm trying to think about now is that he will do this with nothing and call
Hmm.
if I raise. So this is like a value and deny equity to the 4 players behind me type of play. Is that what I'm doing? I have technically an overpair that's very vulnerable and I'm open-ended. So, and I want to isolate this guy that will likely call me if he has 2 overs and any pair he's calling.
So your raise here can be really small. It just needs to be a raise.
It was not small.
Okay. Yeah. To accomplish what you
It-
wanted.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want anybody else in this hand.
Yeah.
I want
You're
this.
now pot committed.
Yes, I am,
Yeah.
basically. And honestly, to be honest, I am okay with getting it in against this guy with this hand.
Why not just stand and jam?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. I probably should have just jammed.
Yeah, if you're gonna
But
jam.
don't worry about it. He does that for me.
Right. And you call. Yeah, this is an easy call.
I call. I mean,
Holy shit. Yeah, you ain't kidding. Oh my God.
I was not kidding at all when I said this. And when he
Yeah.
flipped over a 4, I was expecting to see like something way worse than an ace. Like I was like, there's no way like I was expecting to see way worse than it. He said to me, I think he said, you trying to bluff me? He was an Asian guy. He said, I'm all in. And then I was like, all right, I call, I guess. Like he's capable of doing this with significantly worse. So where am I going? I got to call. I basically
Well, yeah,
committed
but
myself anyway.
let's go back and look at your play. If you on flop. So I think your play's good. It's aggressive. But if you're gonna choose to make this play, just let's keep uh poker math in mind here. You're pot committed, so
Did I just jam?
if you're gonna make this play, you just need to shove because you can't fold to a raise. There's no reason not to.
Yeah.
I agree.
You
I
don't
didn't.
mind and you really don't mind if he folds 10 jack here.
There are
Yeah, no, I don't
4
mind.
other players left to act, though. I still think we should be in this hand at all. Number one, we shouldn't have called pre-flop, but there's still 4 other players here that, man, it's hard.
It's super aggro.
Yeah.
I
But
wouldn't make it, but if
Mike,
you're going to make it, the poker math tells you you need to shove.
but Mike, with 4 other players behind who easily could have a pocket sixes, pocket sevens, pocket eights here, easily. Those hands could be represented in this group by
Mhm.
they limp a small pair.
So it
And
could pocket twos, pocket threes, pocket fours,
yeah,
ace five,
right. All those hands can be
5-6.
all those hands can be out there. I got you. If you're going to raise this to 200, even with the 4 players behind you,
Oh, I'm not raising it
Mike,
200.
no, I
I'm
know.
jamming if I raise.
Right. I wanted to make that clear. There is the 4 players behind do not argue against jamming compared to 200. They argue against um, being in the hand in the first place. And you can certainly call this 50. And you can also, if you raise here, because you could raise to 100 and then if somebody else jams on you, you could fold or
Yeah,
not.
click it, like make it 100.
Yeah. And I'm not saying
Mhm.
that that's the right thing, but if you do that and you get jammed on by a different player, yes, you have an overpair. Your pair is dead. If the 5 comes, and this guy sticks in with his ace, your straight is dead. So you're really playing for an ace, which somebody has. So you have 7 outs, right? 4 sixes and 3 aces is what you can easily count on.
Yeah, I don't love this play.
Yeah.
This is like very
Honestly,
specific to, which makes it even worse is that there's so many players. And if it was
right.
heads up with him, I love this
Oh,
play.
great. It's great heads up.
With this, I mean, part of it though is that I don't want anybody else in this pot anymore, but I mean, that's not going to stop anybody from calling. And I do have a tight image, so this is gonna at this table I have a tight image. I played like 7 hands last night in 7 hours. Um, but probably a little bit more than that. But I got respect from other players in this situation, but they're just gonna call me off obviously when I make this play and they have,
Pocket eights.
yeah, pocket eights. I mean, pocket eights, they might get a little bit squeamish when I do it, but this, I mean, I just really want it to be against this guy. It's the number one thing. But yeah, I don't like this play. I'm not
When
sure.
when you called pre-flop, you were calling with the intent of set or forget,
Hmm.
right? And then what you got was good draw
Yep.
with some showdown. That's what you got.
Marginal draw against five other players.
Because
True that.
because someone has a 5-6 already, and if not, when the 6 comes, they're gonna have 5-7.
Yeah, either A, you're already dead, B, chopping with another five.
Six, five.
Club outs are bad,
Yeah.
Oh, this is awful.
chopping with other aces when an ace hits. Yeah, it's
Count with the other fives when an ace hits. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, not good. Didn't
Right.
like it.
So
We won,
so
but didn't like it.
Mike likes to fold pre-flop, and that makes sense to me. If you don't fold pre-flop and you see this flop, what do you like? What do you like after his 50 in this horrible situation for you, Mike? Somehow you called. What do you like right here when he bets 50?
Gosh, I don't know. I think if it were in real time, I think I would probably just call because I would feel pressured to do something and I wouldn't want to fold and I wouldn't want to raise and I'd probably just call. But now that, we're all sitting here talking about it,
Yeah.
I almost think the click back actually seems okay.
I'm saying I don't like the call. I don't like did.
Yeah.
And I don't like a fold. I don't think you can fold.
Okay. I don't hate a call. I don't like a jam, and I like a jam more than I like 200.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm with you there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like this all around.
Yeah. And
Even though we won, I wanted to bring it because I mean the number one thing going through my head, which was just that I want this to get heads up. I think I can accomplish going 100, going 200,
well,
or
here's the thing: you can accomplish if you go to 100, you will accomplish one of two things. It will go heads up, or you will have been informed that you are behind.
yes, that's true.
For $50, for $100, you will find out that you are behind and you are drawing to 3 outs.
Maybe,
Yeah.
but
Maybe,
considering the class of
maybe.
players here, everybody that has limped in, maybe the clickback doesn't clear the field like that should. Maybe people are calling with an ace. Maybe people are calling with a naked five. Maybe people are calling with pocket eights because it is just a clickback and they don't really recognize. But yeah, it should clear the field, right?
Yeah. But
I think
remember,
it would clear the field a lot of the time.
they put in 15 and now they have to put in 100. There is that.
Yeah. It's a significant size. It's
Yeah,
significant
because
enough that it should clear the field except for bet.
because Mike, remember, it's only a click back, but his initial bet is large.
Yeah.
So it's twice. So the amount of money that they put into the pot of 15, and now they're being asked to put in 100.
Okay. Yep. Hmm.
Yeah. That was But yeah, that's my last hand.
Okay.
Three. I think I played this one decently. I think I played this one poorly, and
Ace Queen was the worst.
I don't think your ace
Ace-
jack was. I don't think the ace jack was poor. The ace jack was the ace jack was
No,
weird. The ace
I
queen was.
liked. I
The ace
think I
queen.
like. I like this hand set for the river.
Yeah,
The ace jack hand. I like this hand set for this one well. Just like this one, obviously. This is the worst.
and the ace jack hand because
This one's
the ace jack hand should have been all in on the river or even smaller. One of the two.
yes. I think I had two options there.
Right, and the middle is the bad one. Okay.
Did it again. Middle size.
Yep. Okay.
Work on it. Working
Excellent.
on it.
All right. Thanks, you guys.
All right. Are
Something
you
will
around on
happen.
Friday?
I'm here on Friday, and something will happen. Okay.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Probably poker. Bye,
See
everybody.
you guys.